Audio is on.
Good evening, one and all. Dear participants, as our exploration of Metaverse and blockchain innovations continues, it is our distinct honor to welcome Dr. Noor Mohammad SK sir to share his profound insights on blockchain and Ethereum in the Metaverse. Dr. Noor Mohammad SK, an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIIT Design and Manufacturing, Kanchipuram, Chennai. He is having 21 years of teaching experience. His expertise spans across computer architecture, reconfigurable computing, VLSI design, hardware for AI, signal processing architectures, network system design, and high performance computing. He has completed 7 sponsored projects. One project is ongoing now. He has executed 19 industrial consultancy projects and successfully guided 8 PhD scholars, with 2 ongoing under his supervisions. Dr. Noor fabricated 7 IC innovative products. Altogether, he has authored 86 ACI, ACIE, Scopus indexed journals and 54 international conference papers. He has secured 2 Best Paper awards for that. Sir has also established the High Performance Reconfigurable Computing System Engineering Lab featuring 19 high-end workstations, 15 FPGA prototype boards and 2 managed switches, which is sponsored by MS Extreme Networks Private Limited. Dr. Noor introduced 14 courses, 7 theory and 7 practicals, 6 institute vision aligned electives and 3 unique electives which is aligned with research themes. Actively, he has contributed to the School of Interdisciplinary Design and Innovation by proposing elective subjects like embedded kinetic artwork. He has organized 18 FDPs and workshops, including 14 self-sponsored FDPs, 3 agency-sponsored FDPs, and 1 specialized for bootcamp. With his groundbreaking research and profound expertise in blockchain, AI, hardware and computing architectures, Dr. Noor Mohammad SK is a trailblazer in driving technological advancements in emerging domains. We are privileged to have him with us today and eagerly anticipate his insights on blockchain and Ethereum in the Metaverse. Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Noor Mohammad SK sir. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for introduction. Let me start. Let me share my screen. Okay, I hope you can able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In the interest of bandwidth, I will just, can I mute the video? Is it okay? Okay. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can able to hear me very clearly. So welcome to this session on blockchain and Ethereum. I'm going to talk about very fundamentals about blockchain. What is blockchain? Why we have to think about blockchain, and what is the impact of the blockchain in the real life? Okay, that's something what we are going to get. So that's something I will be detailedly discussing in this lecture. Okay, I hope you know that one of the biggest challenge today, if you look at, because we are we are extensively using all the digital devices. Yes or no? Even if you look at for all the purposes, we are using digital content. Okay. So now, who is the original? Whatever the transactions we are doing are sometimes some of the transactions, whatever we are doing, or something is manipulated, or sometimes we lose the trust in the system that we have. Okay, so that's something what we always face when you talk about digital systems, because digital systems, the data what we store is a digital data. It means somebody has a root privileges, or some attackers try to do something. He can also alter the content, and as a result, it is going to be a big issue. Okay, so that's something what it happens. Okay, and another important factor is because as we are extensively using digital things today in our life, and for all the real life applications point of view, so the trust is something is a very big questionable happens. Okay, so now how we can establish and how we can do the real life businesses, like for example, when you talk about supply chain mechanism, or when you talk about microfinancing, or when you talk about any financial related things. Let's say that let's take an example of microfinancing. That's something what which made me to think about some of the solutions related to the blockchain and other things, which that's the reason why I also picked up this topic to work on it. Okay. If you look at when you talk about microfinance, that something is very crucial to our country's growth. Okay, and where there are microfinance lenders are there, where they can lend the money. At the same time, microfinance takers are there, where they will take the money. That's something like a street vendors or artisans, or some low income groups that are there, because that's something what they will be looking for some kind of funding. And these people doesn't have any physical assets, and they don't have any accounts in the bank. Okay, so in that case situation, then how this lend who can lend the money, how they can trust these people. Again, there is a lot of things which makes a bigger question. Okay, again, vice versa also. Okay, the guy who's taking cannot be exploited by this lending. These are all something is one of the biggest challenges that today's society is facing. Okay, and if you empower these low income groups, okay, definitely we are also uplifting them in the societal changes, such that even country's economy can also grow. So one of the best solution for that, if you look at when I'm going through across the when I look into that, so one of the thing is blockchain, which we can use there, and where we can empower them, and where we can bring the transparency, we can bring the trust among the parties, such that we can exercise these activities by using this one. So with this brief introduction, let me start. Let's discuss that what is blockchain. Okay, and let's start discussing what is blockchain, and then I will talk about Ethereum also, if time permits. So that's how I structured my content. I will be talking mostly fundamental concepts of the blockchain, how we'll do, how we'll implement, and what is the benefit, what is the advantage. These are all some things will be covered. Okay, so when you talk about blockchain, blockchain is a database. Okay, that can be easily shared among all the blockchain network users. It means, let's say that you enroll to the blockchain network. It means you have access to the one blockchain database. It means whatever the transactions, everything, you can also see that. Okay, that's something what exactly happens. Okay, that way we can do it. It means it's a shared database. Okay, where everybody can every node in the blockchain network. Typically, we call it as every node in the blockchain network. Every node is one of the user in the blockchain network. They can see that what is exactly happened. And when you look into the currently, the most stored data on the blockchain are cryptocurrency transactions. That's something what we are doing today. And whatever the cryptocurrency related transactions, that's something what we are storing in a chronological order. And who are all having access to this data, this network, they all can see that what are the transactions that is happening in this one. Okay, So that's something what it defines. Okay. Again, if you look at what is the basic difference between this and regular databases, okay, that because I introduced a term called database here. Okay. So if you look at what is the fundamental difference is regular database where I will store the data in the folders, I'll store the some files, something like that, I will do it. So that's something what we generally do when you talk about regular databases. But when you talk about blockchain database, okay, so where I'm going to store the block, again, I will define later in my discussion what is meant by block. Again, a block is something where I will have all the transaction details related to the one particular asset or one particular entity, okay, what we are having. And the way I'm going to store it, it's something like a chronological order, and that's something I will be storing, and such a way that nobody can able to tamper this one. Okay, again, I'm creating some kind of computing infrastructure in this context, such a way that nobody can able to tamper this what any record or any historic old data, that's something what is happened long back. So that's something what nobody can able to change it also. So that's something what we are going to do when we talk about blockchain. And once we store on the blockchain, whatever the data we are storing here, and data can never be a reverse, and we cannot change it also. There is no question of reverting back your mind, and there is no question of tampering the data, whatever is there by any party. That's something what my blockchain ensures. Okay, so that's again from this definition of the blockchain, what is you understand is a blockchain is something where I'm storing a block of data in a database, and the database is shared across the multiple computers that is there in the blockchain network. Okay, and where the block what I'm calling, okay, and where I'm going to store all the transactions related to the particular entity, particular object. Okay, so which I will be storing such a way that in a chronological order, and where nobody can tamper it. If there's somebody's tamper also, I mean, it is not possible to do the tampering. That's something what this blockchain ensures as a technology to us. Okay. Fine. So now let's move on to the next one. Okay. So you can think about is blockchain. You can think about blockchain as a technology, and it's something like a digital accounting. So that's something what we can also say. In some of the cases, I mean, we can also think blockchain as a digital ledger. Again, where I'm keeping all the transactions that contains the important information about every transaction. Example is a transaction of a participant, transaction of a status. Again, if you look at it in a microfinancing point of view, let's say that there is a guy who is lending the money to the X1 is the lower income group guy who's as a street vendor, somebody sells, he comes and takes a 10,000 rupees loan, and where again that transaction is recorded here, and let's say that there is a SLA is going to be written between this guy and that person, where a service level agreement that every day at least you have to pay some 150 or 200 rupees to me, again based on the transactions what you carry out, and I also should know that whether you are going to the business or not. Again, we can put some of the things, all these things I can monitor. I can also see that are something what we can do in this case. Okay, so now all the information, that's something what we are storing is in chronological order, and it is going to be protected by the cryptography. Again, it is going to be encrypted such that nobody can tamper that, nobody can alter that. That's something what this technology is going to be offered. So we'll answer how it is going to be happen also, we'll see that. Okay, so now since I have introduced what is ledger, let's understand that what do you mean by ledger, digital ledger. Okay, so this ledger, whatever we are saying, it contains the important information about every transaction. And when you talk about blockchain, can be in this, when you talk about the way I'm storing this one, because in the first definition itself, I told that it's a database which is shared among all the computers in my blockchain network. It means since whatever the transaction that is happening in a computer A, and let's say that computer is there in a blockchain network of 20,000 computers, okay, and all the computers will also get that whatever the transaction that happens here, that is ended here, okay, so all the computers also updated there, because it is going to have a property of, okay, so whatever the transaction that is happening in the computer A, with respect to that particular entity. So that is going to be a duplicated and shared among all the computing nodes. Okay, so that's something what it happens. Okay, let's say that today at 4 o'clock there is a transaction happen, at 4 p.m. there is a transaction happen from the A computer, and there are 20,000 computers are there in the network, blockchain network, and he finishes this transaction. Now all these 20,000 computers, whatever is there in the network, they will also get a duplicated, means all the databases, whatever they have. So they will also get this one. That's something what it is going to happen. So now you understand that why it is not unmutable, unmutable data, we say no database. Why means since it is done and it is chronologically recorded. So all other computers. Now let's say after 4 p.m. once a block is updated and the same A computer guy is trying to change the transaction, he want to change the something, he cannot do that one because his entire blockchain network is already updated. Okay, he cannot do that. If you want to do that, he cannot change, he cannot alter, he cannot edit anything there because it's already added to the blockchain network. He can only do as an additional one more transaction. That's something what he can show there. So that's something, it goes in a chronological order. So once you record it, that's something what we call it as that's the meaning of every transaction that is duplicated and shared among all the computers, and that's something what it happens in this case. And that's why blockchain is often we describe as a distributed ledger. Again, distributed ledger means here again it's originally what is the thing is I have a ledger in my A computer and I also have a ledger that is there in all the 20,000 computers. And let's say that I use this software, this technology, and I update the block. I'll update the block and I do the transaction in A computer. I end the transaction. Okay, and in that case, it is going to be added. It means all other 20,000 computers also going to get updated. Okay, that's something what it happens here. So that's the reason why we call it as a distributed ledger. That's something it is going to be offers us. Okay. And if you look at here in a blockchain, every computer or every node, you can see that there is every computer, every node, you can see that there is a small blockchain network where there are 4 entities, are there 4 people are there. So that runs the blockchain network. So has a direct into the, means they have a direct insight into the history of all the transactions. Let's say that this person has updated let's say that there is a person who updated some block here. So this person has updated some blocks, some transactions are updated. And the same thing is going to be reflected to him. Same thing is going to be reflected to him because same thing is going to be reflected to him. All the people can see that. Okay, all the transaction histories also they can see it. And it is going to be it brings transparency among the whatever the transaction that is happens. Okay. And since everybody has access to the information in a blockchain, it is considered as a very transparent. Okay, it is considered as a very transparent. Again, if you look at one of the best use case, if you look at in any of the events, if you look at in a real life point of view, one of the best use case for this one is you can think of land records. Okay, land records are something where a lot of frauds are happening, especially when you talk about most happening cities also. You can see that all the land records, there is a one registration, multiple registration, because we don't have a mechanism that the same thing has multiple registration happen or not. But it's something I hope at least some of the participants who are all attending this one, there are some victim of land records, the fake land records and other things also might be there. Okay. So again, because that is something what it happened is a centralized database where we have all the things, and where somebody alters that one, everybody that something is going to become a record. So that's something what it happens when you talk about centralized approaches. But since we are using a concept like this, where we can bring the transparency, we can bring the every transactions, everyone can participate and see that. Okay, so that's how we can maintain a very transparency in the land records also. This is one of the good application when you talk about real life point of view, because today if you look at majority of the civil cases that is pending in the court because of this issues only, because that's something what it happened. Again, if we have used this technology something long back, okay, and has been brought it a very good transparency in the land records and other things. Okay, so we don't have that many cases in the courts. Okay, again, people are living with very happy and giant full. Okay, So because majority of the these court cases, you can see that it is only within the family only it comes, and that's something what happens. Okay, so that's something one of the biggest challenge if you look at today's system what we are using, and if you are using a blockchain, it is going to bring a good transparency among the users, and that's something is going to be very useful. Okay. So now, let me explain. I hope now you understand that blockchain is a technology, and it's a blockchain is a computer network. Okay, where all the computer who are all enrolled that in the blockchain, each computer is a can also see that each transaction that happens. Okay, again, whatever the transactions related to a particular thing, we call it as a one block. Okay, so that's something what we can define here. And it's a distributed ledger. Why we are calling distributed ledger means everybody can see transparently. So that's something what a blockchain offers, and it is a highly secure, and where we use all the security mechanisms built into this technology, such that every transactions, whatever we do, where we'll compute the hash for it, and everything, we also encrypt the every block, and we'll be storing that one. Okay, so that's something what we are doing in the today's context. So now let me explain what is the majority of the people when you talk about blockchain, they also think that Bitcoin and blockchain both are same. Let me explain that what is a blockchain and what is a Bitcoin. Okay. Blockchain is a technology, and where the Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency. Again, it's an application which is powered by the blockchain technology. Again, blockchain is something is a technology. Bitcoin is a financing related application where blockchain is applied there. So that's something is a cryptocurrency. We call it. And similarly, there are many blockchain networks that are exist in the that is there. Okay. Again, this cryptocurrency is a one blockchain network. Okay. I hope you understand. It's a blockchain means it's a network actually. Okay. It's a one kind of things. Okay. Where each block in a blockchain network has a wide range of possibilities are there. And Bitcoin, its blockchain is keeping records of the transactions that is happens related to the cryptocurrency. And if you are dealing with Ethereum, again, I'll be, if time permits, I'll talk about Ethereum also. It's also a kind of keeping, usually keeping transactions record, but it can be a few other things like a smart contract and other things that will be we'll be using here, and we'll be storing that one. Okay, when you talk about Ethereum tech approach. So now, if you look into the definition of the blockchain, so blockchain network can record and store the data about any form of asset that could have value. Okay, that's something what we can define as a blockchain basically. Okay, and blockchain is a general purpose technology, which means it can be applied to the every sector that where you need some kind of transparency, where you want you don't want any kind of headaches and disputes the way it is happening, where you want to create a trust among the parties. So in such situations, you can think about applying the blockchain. So some of the most common commercially applications of the blockchain, if you look at, one is the finance sector where we use it. Again, the way we lend and take it, that's something what, and the real estate is another point where blockchain has a very good potential application. And there are some governments also implemented blockchain based real estate recording mechanisms. Okay, and medical research. This is also another area where we can do that. We can use blockchain, and even electronics votes. This is another application where we can use the blockchain. And you can see, that IIT Madras has created a entire student elections inside the IIT Madras, which is going to use a blockchain technology based approach. Okay, where you can cast the votes and other things. Okay. So now let's understand that how blockchain is going to work. That's something I will clearly illustrate to you. Okay. Again, if you look at, as I mentioned, that blockchain is also a database where I store the transactions. And generally, many of the database, if you look at the conventional database, where you use folders to store the information. But when you talk about blockchain, we are using a blocks to store the information. Again, we are not storing, in this case, we are storing the as a block. Now, since I'm talking about what is the block, Okay. So let's say that what exactly this block is going to contain, that's something I will be illustrating. So let's say that a person A and person B who is going to do some kind of financial transactions. Let's say that person B is going to buy Bitcoin from the person A. Okay, so that's a simple transaction. As an example, let's consider person B is buys a certain number of Bitcoins from the person A. So then it could be any type of asset that is beside, again, in this case, I'm just saying Bitcoin. Or even when you talk about land record, person B is buying a land from the person A where he is paying the money and other things. Okay, that's something what you can say that. Since blockchain is the most commonly used, we are using here for keeping the record on buying and selling of the cryptocurrency. When you talk about Bitcoin, okay, Bitcoin example, if you look at, so where we are, who is buying, who is selling. So cryptocurrency, that some transactions is going to be maintained. Once the transaction is completed and confirmed, again, what do you mean by confirmed means, see, he's giving the Bitcoins and he's paying the money. Okay, once this is all this transaction is over and both the parties mutually agreed and happy and confirmed. Okay, all the transactions, all the transaction details are going to be recorded in the block. Okay, so what is a record means? If you look at in a block, okay, a simple example, if you look at how transaction is going to be recorded is, you can see that person A are selling to the person B and what is the thing and how it is going to be, what is the time, what is the thing. And finally, both the parties has, see, he has given money to him, he got a Bitcoins and then that's it confirmed. So then it is going to be both the parties confirmed means that transaction is going to be recorded in that. And like that, if you look at when you talk about block, okay, imagine every transaction is a record. That's something what I'm going to keep in a block. And again, if you look at a block is also a kind of record which have a certain finite numbers only I can put. I cannot put infinite number of transactions in that. So that's something what limitations of the block. Again, if you look at in this scenario, okay, you can see that what you can see in the right side is a block related data, how it is going to be there, where who is selling to whom, and what is the amount, and what is the transaction type, and then transaction ID and numbers and all these things, what it is indicated, and finally confirmation also. Again, when they confirm this one means it is going to be updated across all the computers in the blockchain network. That's something what it means is here. Okay, let's say that computer A and computer B does the transaction. Computer A is confirmed. Computer B also confirmed means transaction is completed. It means this transaction is recorded. Since it is recorded, it is completed, and it is going to be there as a ledger event. Okay, now it is going to be updated in the all the 20,000 computers in the my blockchain network also get it that one. That's how we bring the transparency here. Okay. So now, what is a block? Why we got a blockchain name also? Let me explain. Once the list of transactions are collected, they are stored in a block. Okay. Again, a block is also some kind of we can keep a finite number. I cannot keep an infinite number. So that's the reason why we'll keep the. Let's say that I have a. Let's assume that there is a land where person A, person B buys from the person A that land. And see, let's say that every record can have a 20,000, 10,000 records. I can make it in that. So that's a one block. And again, once it over, then again I will go for a new block. Okay, that's something what it can. Again, we can define the block with a certain properties also, how it is going to be all these things. Okay, so that's something what here in this count. Let's say that I have a certain transactions. Let's say that every block can store 10 transactions. That way I define it, a finite number. Okay, so once it is over, then I will go to the new block. Okay, that's something what we can call it here. So this is something, this is a simple example of a block. Okay, that's something what I can illustrate. So once block reaches the maximum, it connects to the previous block that is there. And after it gets verified, it becomes a part of the chronological organized chain. Okay, that's something what it is going to happen. And a new set of transactions list that moves to the new empty block of the blockchain and where actions are repeated. This is how a blockchain is going to be created. I hope you understand here. A block is going to be a transaction ledger where it has a finite set I can store here. Let's say once it reaches the maximum and it will be connected to the previous block. A new block is going to be open with the empty, and again, whatever the further transactions comes, that is going to be added, and it is going to be shared across the entire blockchain network that is there. So example is you can also see here. Okay, this is the previously confirmed blockchain transactions, what you can see on your screen in the first in here. Okay, so these are all some things what it happened. So now let's say that I have a new block has been created, and where I have filled this block entirely. So now transaction is completed. Now I'm going to append this one to the old blockchain, whatever is there. Okay, that's something what I'm going to do. So when the next block is filled with the new transactions, it is added to the blockchain. Once the transactions are confirmed to valid, the block becomes a part of the blockchain like this. Okay. So blockchain save the block, save these blocks in a format that allows to view the all the records perfectly from the chronological order from the one after the other, like that we can view it. Since blocks are connected together, okay, in a chained fashion, okay, that make up a chain of records. That's a chain of record. Okay, something from the olden year to that today's date. Okay, in a chronological order. So that's the reason why we name this one as a blockchain technology. Yes. So that's the reason why we got this one. We call it as a blockchain technology. And again, I hope now I have made it clear what is the blockchain, what is the block, and what is the transaction, what is the distributed ledger, and how we'll bring the transparency. Yes, if you have any questions, you can ask me, and even you can type in the chat box. I'll try to answer those questions if you have. Okay. Let me move on. So now let's understand that when you are creating a block, when you do the transaction, who is going to confirm and who is going to verify the transaction in a blockchain? That's something is we have to understand here. Okay, got it. So let's say that you are probably thought of again. If you look at here, when you talk about the transaction verification process, is very simple here. When you as I told that blockchain is going to be powered by the computer network, and every computer that uses the blockchain also act as a node. Okay, again, such that it can participate in the blockchain network. All you need it. Okay, that's how it is going to be happen. And so now, if you look at it is a completely a network kind of thing. Let me show you a connected networks kind of thing. You can see here. So this is a blockchain network. What you have? Let's say that this is your computer. You are also participating in the blockchain where you have done some transaction. So when you confirm your transaction, and this confirmed transaction will goes to the every computer in your network. Okay, so this is how one can visualize the blockchain, and where a single computer in the blockchain is going to be a one of the node. Okay, so that where it runs the blockchain approach. Okay. Let me answer some of the questions that is coming here. Okay, how security is provided to the data? See, again, today you know that whatever the data that we are pushing onto the network and from the any terminal. Okay, again, when you want to enroll this blockchain, you will have it means you will enroll means where you will be getting a user ID, password, and even multi-factor authentication approach. That's something what we are doing. And whatever the user ID, password, that's something what we hashes and send it very securely to the this blockchain network where we confirm. Now the point is that how we are going to provide data security means, see, I'm going to encrypt, I'm going to store it here in entire encrypted approach only. I'm going to store it even in my computer or other computers also. Whatever the ledgers I'm doing, that are all encrypted approach. That's something what it is going to be stored. Okay. What I can do is, again, the way encryption happens, this since in a blockchain network, I have my own public key and private key, and that's something what I will be doing. And like that, every 20,000 computers in my blockchain network, they have their own public key and private key. Since it's a distributed ledger, and where somebody do the transactions, and let's say that they have confirmed the transactions, it means that is encrypted and it is going to be updated, that ledger and all the 20,000. So now, let's say that if I want to tamper it, let's assume that I can do only tampering in again. I can tamper in my computer, but I can alter in my computer, but it is not going to be all other computers. You cannot alter it because they are already confirmed that on that block. So that way we ensure the security of the data that we are having. Again, it is not stored in a transparent way. It is going to be stored in a ciphertext by using an encryption algorithm, very strong encryption algorithm. And that's something what we are going to do in this case. And yeah, next question is, sir, is there any limit to create a blocks? I see again, what you are talking is number of blocks. I don't think any limit in the blocks. Okay, again, we have to see that how somebody is implementing based on that only, because that something is a chronological order. And let's say that today we are using a blockchain technology on my land record. Let's say that my great grandchildren is also using the same land record. So again, I need a let's say that there are 20, then how many transactions comes, all the things it has to be recorded. No, that so that's something I think there is no limitation in that, I feel. Okay. And how we can find the size of the block depends on that. Okay. Again, this depends on the way you are modeling, implementing. That's something what you have. Okay. Based on that, you can define it. Again, you can have a finite number, or you can also have a time based every year or every 5 year, every 2 year, something like that. You can also say that either transaction versus the time point of view. Okay. Again, these are all something how you model. Can you give a simple example what public lecture means? So what is mean by public lecture? See, again, what you are thinking is ledger is something where I enter and everybody can see that. Okay. That's a public ledger. It's a one ledger what you have. That's something what you meaning. Okay. But what I'm talking is a distributed ledger. It's not a one ledger where everybody sees. Distributed ledger means everybody has that one. Okay. And when somebody confirms that, everybody is also updated. That's something what it happens. Okay. So, and coming to that, there is a question, what is the difference between database and blocks? See, please understand, database place where I will store the data. Okay. The data may be in the form of files, data may be in the form of folders. That's something what I will be doing. Okay. And when you talk about blockchain, here, since this blockchain is going to talk about transactions about a particular entity, and those transactions which they are defining as a block. Okay. So it stores as a blocks here. Okay. I hope I answered all the questions, whatever you have posted in the chat box. If you still have questions, you can also type in the chat box. I'll answer it. Now let's understand. Yeah, when you talk about distributed ledger, how transactions are confirmed and added to the blockchain, that's a question what you have. Let me answer that one. When two party makes a transaction, the transaction must goes to the entire network. Okay. And all the computers check the details of the transactions to verify that it is valid. Okay. And again, that's something what we are creating as part of the solution. And where every computer has a direct access to the every transaction in the network. It is easy to determine that if same person who made a transaction try to make the same transaction twice or try to change something in the meantime. So these are all some things also we can also verify it here. Okay, but once it is confirmed, let's say that if nodes are approved, if all the nodes in my blockchain is approves the transaction, it will be stored in the blockchain. In that case, it will be stored in the blockchain. And from this point onwards, it can again, the person, let's say a computer is trying to change again. So it is not permitted. Okay. So the changing is not permitted here because all other ledgers are confirmed there. Okay. That's the reason why it is not going to be permitted in this case. And if node discovers that person who made, let's say a computer person who made the transaction, try to change something or made the same transaction twice at the same moment, will it automatically decline the transaction, which means generally it won't be stored in the blockchain. So what he tries something because once it is verified and stored, if he's trying something again, and in that case it will be declined automatically by this whatever the mechanism we are building here, and it will again it will not be reflected also, it will not be stored also. So that's something what it is going to happen. So yes, is it clear? Okay. Yeah, let me answer some more things. Can you give simple example of public lecture? Okay. See, actually, when you look at here, it's not a block means it's again, you can consider that a block is a kind of a file, that's something I'm storing in a database, and which is going to be a file one, file two, file three, like that in a chronological order. You can see also. Okay, that's something what I'm saying. So again, instead of naming that one as a file, why we are not naming that one in a file means that conventionally you will get a some other meaning. Because but here there is something what you are doing is, let's say one land record. I have a multiple blocks there. So first block, second block. That's the reason why we name this one as a block. Okay, that's a sequence. Okay, such that the chronological order is going to be maintained. So typically, a block is going to store all the transaction information in that. Again, what is the thing you are saying is, let's say that, is it the question from the sir? What is, yeah, question from that madam, what is she's asking is this technology only confirmed with the transaction data? No, actually, again, see, the point is that when you talk about any asset now, for example, let's say you have a land record. For example, you have a land record where you are having a geo fencing, for example. Let's say that longitude, latitude of the land, your entire boundaries of that one, you are recording. Okay, that's something what you can measure. You can today GPS is gone well mature technology. We can accurately we can record it more accurately also with a certain error percentage. Okay, let's say that you have geological tagging you have done. Okay, and that's something what you call it as a one record. And for that record, means that's a land record. Okay, I'm storing that one in this one. See again, this land block, whatever I have, let's say that I'll just draw here and explain. Okay, if you look at into the land point of view, so let's say that A, this is the thing, and B, this is something what geofencing points I have taken, geographical fencing points, and which I'm going to store as a data. So it's an encrypted format. Now, this is the thing what there is a person P1 is the owner. Now he sells this one to the P2. So now the transaction is going to be reflected in a blockchain and it is going to be stored here. Okay. And let's say that P2 is buys this one and then P2 is going to sell this one to the P3, person 3. So again, let's assume that each transaction is a one block. So where I'm going to store it like this. So again, since I'm using a blockchain technology, see once the transactions are offer overs and confirmed, there is no question back of reverting, and there is no question of overwriting. All these things happens. Okay, that's something what it happened. Now, person 3 to person 4, that's something what it happens. That's something what the digital land recording, something what we are going to do with the help of blockchain and geofencing. That's something what it happens. Okay, again, whatever this fencing related details, also there is a photographs and other things also will be taken, and where you will be handling, because you know that I agree that your point is that when you talk about GPS fencing, there is some error in the GPS recording values also. Yes, I agree with that. Okay, that's the reason why they will have some kind of physical marking of stones and photographs with that. And with respect to that one, what is the distance? And that's something what it measures. And from this again, with there will be reference points and other things which will be recorded here. And that is going to be encrypted data record. That's something what I have. And that's something what I'm going to store it here. Okay. And with this respect to this entity, this is the one record. Okay. With respect to this, what are the transactions that are happening? That's something I'm going to do it in a blockchain pointer. Okay. So that's something I can give as a one example. Or let me talk about another example. Let's say that there is a person who do microfinancing. Okay, let's say that is a person. Let's say that A is the person who is doing microfinancing, and where he has lent a money of 10,000 rupees to the one small guy. Okay. So now what is the amount? 10,000 rupees, and what are the proofs? All I mean, there is some kind of record of because who's taking, what is the name and other things, where is his father, means entire detail we have to store it, location, living place, all this. Otherwise, how we identify if he misses? Okay. So that's something what is the data. And with respect to that, now what is the transaction that is I'm storing in a blockchain point of view. Again, let's say that this time this guy is repaying, and it will be a transaction is going to be, because he lends the 10,000 rupees and he's repaying to the A, B is repaying that one. That all will be reflected as transactions. Okay. So, and once it reaches that whatever the interest plus the amount, so then it means this complete has been completed. This entire transaction is now is done. Okay. Now again, he may, if he B is going for additional loan, new loan, again new data, everything will be created. Now again he has, that's something what, if you look at the microfinancing point of view. Again, why I need this kind of solution to microfinancing is, let's say that sometimes this B can cheat A and A can cheat B also. Okay, today's point of view, there is a who's he employs the intermediate person, and where he daily goes and collect the money from the B. Okay, and even though B gives, I person, intermediate person will say to the A, he has not given. Okay, these are all some things is not transparent in today's system. Okay, if you are using a blockchain, you can bring that transparency here, and you can ensure that there is no question of cheating can be happens. Yes, yeah, it's a very good question. Does your blockchain data works on a multimedia content? Yes, definitely it works on a multimedia content. Okay, let's talk about a creative works. When you talk about a creative works, let's say that I'm taking a movie. Okay, let's talk about I'm taking a movie, and I have see, if you look at movie, each schedule have a certain part of the raw frames. I will record it, and I will be posting that one into my database. Okay. Again, that's something what I will be doing that one, and which will be shared across a small blockchain network, private blockchain network, again, between the movie makers. Okay. And I will be giving editors, and again, whatever the content, it is altered. Let's say that the original raw form of the movie, that something is captured by that one, I stored, and now it is edited by X guy. Okay, and it has come like this. Okay, so that again, definitely it is on multimedia content. Definitely it works. When you talk about today's biggest challenges, movies, whatever they are recording, all these things, it is getting leaked and it is available, and we can also trace it out from which source it is got happened. And these are all some things we can do it, and we can also penalize them in the code. Okay, if you are following a blockchain, even the approaches what you are following, even in the innovation point of view, the idea one, idea two, idea three, like that, if you look into that. Okay, let's say that I have a original video where I have edited in a one form, so that's a version one. I have another version two. So let's see that I can think like version one, this part is good, and version two, this part is good. Now let's take that one and make a version three. That's something also I can have. Okay, I can also make it like that. Okay, yes, definitely it works in this situation also. Okay. Again, since it is right now, it is mostly, it is applied to the cryptocurrency. That's the reason why everybody thinks that blockchain is only works for cryptocurrency. No, there are governments who has implemented blockchain based land records also. Okay, and these are all things has been brought into that. Okay. So now what is the thing here is, if you look at in this case, you have again, I am creating a transaction between two parties, and that's a block which I'm going to push it to the blockchain network. Okay, so that's something what I am doing here. And now the network approves, that block will be added to the blockchain. That's something what it is going to happen. Okay, so that's in every node is, see, because he confirms the transaction, means let's say that A party and B party, both the people are confirming the transaction. Okay, that means he's storing that one into the blockchain database. Okay, so now it is he confirms, means automatically all the things will go to all the computers also, and whatever the things are there with respect to this block, all these computers in my blockchain network also updates. Got the point? All the things in the blockchain networks also updates. Okay, that's something it verifies. Okay, so that's something is the network approves the block. Okay, when all the records are updated. Now let's say that now A and B has changed the mind and they don't want. So in that case, again, there is no question of now, since it is already recorded and it is updated in the entire blockchain network, there is no going back. Okay, I have to reflect that one in a new transaction. Let's say that A has sold to the B, and later A thinks that there is something it's not worth. He want to revert it back, and B also agrees that one, assume that, and in that case, again, that is going to be recorded a new transaction. Okay, so that's something what it happens. Now, this is how block is going to be added to the blockchain. Okay, the list of transactions. I hope you can also see that the chronological order, the bleach block, you can see that arrow marks is indicated here. So this means if I follow in this direction, I can see that I can trace all the transaction that is happens in my blockchain. Yes, I hope things are clear up to this. Okay. Fine. So now let me move on. What is the key features of the blockchain? Let's understand. I hope you understood concept of blockchain. Okay. So now we'll talk about what is the key features of the blockchain. And again, blockchain is a decentralized network. I hope everybody agrees with me because you can see the diagram itself. It's a decentralized network. Okay. And decentralized means that cryptocurrency operates without third party such as government, bank, or company. That's how it is going to be operates. Okay. And blockchain is not stored in one place because it is stored in a multiple places. That's the reason why the reverting back is very challenging in this case. Okay, and blockchain is scattered among the many computers and places that is there. Okay, so that's something what the feature of the blockchain. And since it is many computers and many places it is there, so if one computer stop working also about one transaction, let's say that one record is not available, so many other computers are within the network are still having a sufficient records and all the transaction details, all the store transaction details. So ultimately network will function as normally, and it will not say that server is not working and I cannot do the recording. Those challenges will not come in today's situation what we are facing. Okay, so that's one of the key feature of the blockchain. So I hope you got it. This blockchain is a decentralized network. So next, blockchain is a transparent network because now we establish the fact that blockchain is a distributed ledger. That means once A and B parties confirm the transactions, all the records in the blockchain networks, all other computers' records also updated. So this means that transactions and data are stored in a identical way in a multiple locations and simultaneously. That's something what we are doing here. And all computers have identical copies of the history of all the transactions. Again, as I told that if any one computer fails or a part of the computers are fails, still I have a record I can retry from somebody who's having in my network. Okay. So every action immediately visible to the every computer node what is going on. So that's a feature of the blockchain. It's a kind of a computing technology that is built with the help of cryptography and with the help of security concepts and with the help of networks and that's something what and with respect to financial related information. Okay. And as computer has access to the history of all the transactions, the entire network automatically eliminates the possibility of frauds what today we are facing, and that's something what it happens. Okay, that's one of the great feature of this one. Had it been all our land records has been done in this manner, our court cases, civil court cases has been brought down to a significantly down. Okay, because of this. Okay. And this blockchain is going to be provide a security for all the users. Okay. Again, how it is going to be means, as we mentioned, each transaction must be approved by the computer network in the every computer in a network. Again, every node in my computer network. So that's a blockchain network. So all transactions are approved by the consensus of between all the computers on the network. Again, if you look at when you talk about the bottom layer of the blockchain technology, the consensus layer, that's something what it is going to be done. Okay. Again, when you talk about implementation point of view. Okay. And again, each transaction, whatever you are doing, that is going to be encrypted and it is being stored. And if certain malicious actor suddenly tries to change the data in his favor, it is not possible to change it, because you understand that it is stored in a network, and the way it stores is each guy has its own public key and private key. And see, the guy who cracks that one, he has to crack all the 20,000 computers, then he has to do that one. It's something is impossible. Okay. And all computers have access to the history of transaction that has been occurred earlier. And because all have all insight, every computer or network will determine that malicious actor has changed the data. Means, let's say that somebody is trying to successful in a one computer. Let's say that there is a X computer in my 20,000 network blockchain network. He did something like that. Okay, but other computers all are having the same similar data. Now, who is going to be the correct one? So whether X is the correct one and majority of other people are correct, majority is the correct one. That's something what it is going to happen. Okay, so that's something will be every computer in the network will determine that malicious actor has changed the data. That's something what it can do here. And when computer detects the malicious activity, the transaction will be rejected because every transaction has to be approved, verified by the every node in the my blockchain network. And when you talk about this kind of things, so which is it is not going to be accepted, it is not going to be verified, and it is going to be rejected here. So this is another key feature of the blockchain. And similarly, blockchain enables the instant transactions. It means you can make a transaction just in a few minutes anywhere in the world. And imagine how much again, how much it would cost you to send money across the world. Again, these are all some things what put into the time. So that's something we can say here in few minutes we can do it. Okay, a person who makes crypto transactions can execute a series of transactions in a few moments, and all documentation and transactions were made with the cryptocurrencies are stored in a blockchain. So thus eliminating the need for paper exchange or any additional time wastage. These are all we can do it. Okay, no need to go somewhere, something like that. We can exercise this all in a simpler way. That's something what we can do when you talk about blockchain. Okay. Again, when you talk about cryptocurrency point of view, fees for sending the cryptocurrency is very low compared to the any traditional banking transaction that we do it also. Okay, so that's one of the key feature about blockchain. It enables the instant transactions. That's something what we can do here when you look into that. Again, when you talk about land records, when you talk about other things also, we can bring down the time to process all those things. We can do it when you use this one. Properly, you have to think about what are the way we have to implement the technology. Okay. And as a consumer, you would like to have access to all the information about the origin of the product. Again, this is something where when you talk about supply chain market, okay, let's say that you are buying a product. Let's say that you are buying some sweet or some laddu from the sweet shop. Okay, let's say that my laddu is made up of besan, and laddu is made up of cashew nut, and laddu is made up of some ghee, as well as some other sugar or jaggery. Let's say that these are all the components of that one. Okay, now who are making this laddu. Okay, so you can also trace the transactions from where he procured that besan and other things. Okay, and
जो आपका मन है जिस सब्जेक्ट का वही करो.
sorry, is there any questions? So now what is the thing is now you can also see that whether in the laddu making, what is the in the sweet shop, okay, whatever your favorite sweet shop, whatever the laddu making they are doing. So what is from where they are using the base, and that also you can trace it out, and you can also see that when he has supplied and when he has delivered, and you can also trace all these things when it comes to the a food product point of view. That's one of the beauty of this blockchain applying to the supply chain solution point of view. Okay, and yeah, similarly, even some of the products which will not stay for a longer period. Example is, let's say that there are some products which will be spoils over the time. Okay, and when it is manufactured, somebody tampers the manufacturing date at the end selling point of view. So if we are having a blockchain-based transactions when it is manufactured and other things, you can also trace it back. So that helps you out. Do you agree on that? So that's how this blockchain technology will enable to see that whatever the food product I'm buying, whether it can be some bread or some laddu from the sweet shop, or and what is the raw materials from where he brought it, and when he prepared it, and how it is happened, when this production, again on that label, expiry date, and all these things is printed now, a batch size, when this batch has done, all these things you can trace out, and you can learn that you are eating a very good, delicious, a fresh product rather than which is a age old, some 4 days product. That's also you can confirm when you use this blockchain technology. So that's the thing. Blockchain technology you can use to trace the things about your product, especially fruit products point of view. It means you can even you can trace the document each step of the journey, entire journey. When you talk about production point of view, shipment point of view, transaction point of view, you can do this one. And this is going to be very crucial, building a trust between the different industries and consumers, especially in times where consumers are most concerned about environmental and similar issues. Let's say that today, you know, many of the companies, they will just use a term called organic. Yes or no? Organic is one of the fancy term to sell the same product with a plus 20 rupees or 30 rupees. Okay, and we are all more attracted the moment you see that packing, all these things, and organic name itself. Does it really organic? That's a big question. So if they are really manufacturing everything in a proper organic manner, and let's say somebody confirms that somebody is near to that field, all these things also, and where I have an entire transactions that how make it that whatever the dal I buy from the supermarket, is it really organic? Also, I can verify it. I hope you are getting that the major application right now. Okay. Even when you talk about clothing manufacturer who claims that the use of natural material that they have used, they have done this one. Again, when you talk about purchasing the clothes, especially when you talk about saris, when you talk about silk saris, you will have so much confusion. Is it really silk or it is going to be something like that? Okay, see again, since you don't have a clear trust on that, because you are not an expert to identify that whatever the sari or whatever you are buying, it's really that product or not. Yes or no? So instead of that, let's say that that guy has manufactured on a particular so-and-so date, and these are the raw materials on the day it is consumed and in consuming, and this is the production they have done, and this is how they have sold it. Let's say that all the things are transactions has been recorded and it is put in the my blockchain network. So let's say that when I go to the any shopping complex where there is a QR code which sees this, you can view the entire blockchain history of that sari what you are buying. Yes, you can confirm that what kind of sari you are buying. Is it really pure cotton or it is going to be, yes or no? That's something what it happens when you go to the shopping. Okay, so first thing is we are confused whether is it going to be this one, because if it is, there are a lot of parameters that's come to the picture when you go for. So when you have this kind of mechanism in place, definitely you can verify that and you can confirm that what is this. Okay, I hope that makes sense. This slide clarifies you much better about how we can get benefited in the near future when we apply blockchain for every application. Okay. Again, especially when you talk about whatever the food that is sold, let's say that vada, whatever you are sold in the somewhere. Okay, if you are using some kind of blockchain where right, when he prepared also, we can also see that. Yes, sir. So especially when you talk about airports, whatever the food products you are buying, okay, is it fresh one? Because most of the cases you see airport, none other people will buy from that. Okay, and it will be lies like that. Okay, and that's something what it happens. Okay, so I find myself very scary to eat those kind of things. Okay, I hope the same thing with you also. Okay. So this is the 5 key features of the blockchain, and if you have any questions, I can answer. And yeah, fine. So now let's understand what is the structure of the blockchain. Okay, let me explain that structure of the blockchain. So if you look at the structure of the blockchain, it is one is block. So block is going to contain the transaction data, and are linked with the previous block, forming the sequential chain. That's something what it happens in this case. And transaction is a record data or asset transfer within the network. That's something what transaction will have. And again, every transaction, whatever is there, see, again, I have to ensure the transaction integrity. Okay, you know that data integrity, how we can get? We'll use the either checksum is the algorithm I can use. It's a mathematical algorithm. I will use it on the data, or I can use the hash function, mathematical hash function. That's something I will do it. I'll generate a unique hash for my transaction information, whatever it happens. Okay, and that's something what I'm going to record it. Okay, so that's the reason why I will be using a hash, unique cryptographic signature for each block that is I'm going to create it. Because why I need it? If somebody tamper this one, hash value also changes. And if hash values changes in other computer in my node, in my blockchain network, that has a different hash value than this one, then integrity problem comes. Then integrity problem comes means I will look into the other nodes. So all other nodes have a same blockchain, and this computer, A computer, has a different. So all other nodes of the blockchain has the same hash value, but this A computer has a different hash value. That means there is some tampering happen. That's something what I can do it. Okay. So typically we'll use the hash algorithm to compute the hash on the transactions to ensure the data integrity, and similarly linking the blocks together. Again, one block after the other thing. So that's something sequencing, chronological order I also have to maintain. So for that also I will use this hash. So such that if anybody tampers this one, so I can hash values also changes. Okay, that's something I'll be identifying by using this. And if you look at the other component of the blockchain, it is going to be a computers in the network that maintains the copies of the blockchain and participate in validating the transactions. Okay, every transaction that happens, that's something is going to be validated. But means once everybody that A and B is confirms, and all other computers is going to be validates that one. Okay, and the validator. So this is another component of the blockchain where a specialized type of node responsible for verifying the transactions and adding blocks to the chain. So that's how this is the basic components, basic structure of the blockchain. So where we have a block, transaction, hash, and nodes and validators are there. Yeah, if you have any questions related to the structure of the blockchain and other things, you can ask me. I'll clarify. And what is the benefit of blockchain? Okay. Again, blockchain provides numerous benefits, fueling the adoption across the industries. So where it includes the enhanced transparency. You can get a good transparency. Everything you can see that even when you talk about manufacturing process to the supply chain point of view. Okay, and security also where you can have. Okay, and decentralization is another one, and censorship resistance also you can have here. Okay, so that's something what blockchain is going to happen. So at the core of these advantages, again, the basic principles that is going to be adopted in the blockchain is going to be a trustlessness and permissionlessness. Okay, which distinguish the blockchain from traditional systems. Okay, so where traditional systems, trust is a big questionable, and everything has to be done by the certain authorities, persons. Okay, where they will do it. Okay, now we are eradicating those things, and where we are doing this one. Okay, so that's something what it offers. Let's understand what is the transparency, trustlessness, trustless systems is it. So if you look at centralized systems, that is conventional systems, that is the user relies on the trust on the intermediaries who are all there. Like when you talk about bank and governments, where they maintain the servers and where they manage the data and transactions. Okay. Again, we try to believe it is even there is a possibility somebody can tamper it. Again, I'm not saying that it is not possible. There is a possibility that somebody can tamper that one also. Okay, but when you look into the blockchain, it replaces all the intermediary trust. Okay, with cryptographic proofs and consensus mechanism, and allows user to verify transactions directly. So that's something what we are going, and that's something which brings the transparency and trust. Okay, So again, since we are not following a centralized mechanism, we are following a decentralized model. It increases security and transparency by giving all participants equal access to the data stored on a shared ledger. That's something what we are going to provide it here. So once recorded, the data cannot be altered in the blockchain and data cannot be deleted. And that ensures that tamper-proof. And that's something what we also call one of the key feature of the blockchain. We call it as an immutable record. And the other key advantage, another principle that offers permissionless access. Again, it is going to use openness. Okay. So again, as you know that blockchain is a network of computers and it is a technology what we are using. So it meaning that anyone can participate in the network without needing approval from the any central authority. That's one of the key here. And while trustless system removes the need for intermediary and similarly permissionless systems that allows the unrestricted access to the blockchain, making blockchain is more open and inclusive for other things. Okay, so that's something what it happened. And these features promote the transparent and decentralized ecosystems, allows users to transact, interact without needing of approval, oversight of the central authorities. Okay, that's something what my blockchain is offers when compared to the traditional systems. Most of the traditional systems, whatever we are using today, all are centralized approach where we have a server and we'll connect to the server and there is somebody who approves the transactions and all these things happens. Okay, that's something what it happened. Okay. So, and it also offers enhanced security and data integrity. Again, since I'm keeping the multiple copies in a distributed way across the network and it is going to be encrypted way. Again, the way I'm following it, each you node in my blockchain network uses their own public key and private key and all those things. Okay. So it's impractical to crack this one, miss this one. So that's something what it will give good security. So security relies on the cryptographic algorithms and encrypt all the data, whatever stored, it's encrypted and validate the data through the network of participant. And again, since it's a decentralized, minimize the single point failures and even making the network highly resilient against the cyber attacks. Because let's say that I have a network, again, it is not a separate network, what you think like that, whatever you have a subnet kind of thing. Let's say that I have a computer in my institute. Okay, I am participating in a blockchain network from this computer where I have installed that things. Okay, so let's say somebody in some other network like that. This is how we form this network. Okay, so this is some separate virtual network what we are creating and we are using here. Okay, so it is resilient to cyber attacks. It is resilient to tampering. Okay, that's something what my blockchain offers. And by distributing the control across the nodes. Okay, because none of the guy has a central authority to alter it. So that's the problem. Not today. If you look at there is a person who is one among us. Once he become the top leader in the organization, he start pushing unethical stuff. Also, he will whatever is there. It means as per the rules, it is not permitted, but he will also do that. Okay, that's something what it challenges in the centralized systems. Okay. Unfortunately, none of the organizations will have a transaction. I mean, whatever the rules are there, regulations are there, it is not transparent. Okay, that's another issues. Okay, so again, even we can bring it to the every organization this approach, and where you can bring the transparency in every act what we are doing. Okay, so it also blockchain ensures the level of integrity because we are for everything what we are creating a hashes and storing. And security, that's something what we are ensuring here in this case. And cryptographic hashing and consensus mechanism. Again, this is something what we are newly bringing into the blockchain technology. It means consensus mechanism. That's something what we are bringing. It's one of the layer of the blockchain implementation that guarantees that once data is recorded in the blockchain, it remains permanent and it is going to be a tamper-proof and fully verifiable. That's something what it happens when you look into the blockchain. And when you look into that, other key feature is decentralization, censorship resistance. And again, decentralized any since it is a decentralization is a key benefit here. Blockchain network are distributed across the nodes and rather than controlled by a single entity. And any blockchain resistant to the censorship, particularly valuable to the regions where information flow may be controlled by the central authorities. Again, no single party has a power to manipulate or restrict the access to on the data. That's something what it does. Okay, and again, it is also resilience. Blockchain is resilience and depends on the extent of its decentralization. How we are doing all these things. Okay. So again, you have a more entities in that. Your network is very big. So again, it is highly resilient. Okay, that's something what we can talk about when compared to the central infrastructure approach. So now let's talk about what is the challenges in the blockchain. So blockchain offers many advantages. It also faces notable challenges, especially when you talk about scalability and speed point of view. And when you look at a decentralized network like Bitcoin, so can process only a few transactions per second, so making that less suitable for a large scale application compared to the centralized systems what we are using when you are doing the transactions. Okay, these are one of the limitations. Yes, we can also that's something is the one of the challenge in the this one. Another limitation is again this limitation also people are developing it mechanisms to overcome this scalability issues. Okay, and resolving the speed issues also, so such that we can make it very transparent and faster. And even another challenge is environmental impact is another concern, particularly for network that uses early consensus mechanism. Like proof of work is one of the mechanism that is required in the consensus layer. Okay, that's something. If somebody confirms earlier, it's one of the challenge. And similarly, more energy efficient consensus methods we also have in that proof of stake. And even when you talk about hybrid models, again, these are all some things you can implement it. There are some challenges also there where today people are addressing to overcome these challenges that is there in the blockchain. Anyhow, let's not worry about this one. We have a solutions also for that. Okay. Yes. So what are the different types of consensus mechanisms that are there in the blockchain? That's something which also we'll discuss. If you look at consensus mechanism in the blockchain, so one is proof of work and proof of stake. Another one is nominated proof of stake. Okay, these are three different consensus mechanisms that is there in the blockchain, which typically we use as in order to do this one. So what is this consensus mechanism is essentially a blockchain operation provides a rules that allows network to reach an agreement on transaction validity without relying on the central authority, because we don't have any central authority, and where we are doing the transactions between the A and B parties are doing. And what is the validity of that one? That's something what this consensus mechanism is going to do. And these mechanisms ensure the security and integrity across the decentralized network by enabling the participants to verify and validate the transaction. There are challenges in the consensus mechanism, so which we'll be discussing here. So one is proof of work. Okay, when you are using a Bitcoin, proof of work required again participant to solve the complex mathematical puzzles to validate the transactions. Again, who are all you are using. So this method is highly secure but resource intensive, resulting in a slower processing time and significant energy consumption. That's something what it happens. So this is one of the challenge in today's context. And similarly, proof of stake. So proof of stake allows user to validate the transactions based on the account of the cryptocurrency they stake. Again, somebody has a use and they will have a higher value like that. And lock up the collateral as a collateral. That's something what it happened. Again, when you talk about Ethereum transitions, transition from POW to POS during the merger, where validators instead of miners become responsible for securing the network. That's something what Ethereum is offering when you talk about this challenge. And even there is a proof of history also will be used. Again, when it, this is something what used by the Solana, a combination of POS and POH. Again, where timestamp of the transactions in the cryptographical verifiable folders will be verifiable order will be used here. Something what it is going to be done. And there is something is again, these are all the consensus how it is going to be happen. And the nominated proof of stake, this is another one where validator selection model works in conjunction with the hybrid consensus protocol to enhance the network performance and reliability. That's something what we are using. And each consensus mechanism offers a unique trade-off in terms of security, efficiency, and scalability, which is allowing blockchain network to choose the best fit based on the needs and applications where you are applying. Either somebody can use POW, POS, or NPOS. That's something what we can also do it. Or POH also you can use it. Okay. And if you look at what are the different types of blockchains, if you look at there is a public blockchain. Example is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the other one are fully decentralized and open to anyone to participate in and use of the network. Okay. So, and private blockchains also there. Private blockchains are controlled by the single organization, making them to more centralized than the public chain network. While they use, where even they still use the cryptography algorithms for security, access to the network restricted. These are all some things what they will be using in the business activity to control the data privacy. That's something they will do here. Okay. So we also have a hybrid blockchain. It's a combination of public and private. Okay. Which will allow both the private and permissions for blockchain while offering the options to interact with the public blockchain when it's needed. And when it comes to the within the organization, something what we want to do in that case, you can also have a private blockchain, which is flexible, makes that again, when you talk about this kind of things, which is going to be very useful for healthcare organizations, okay, hospital sectors, they can use this one. Okay. Yes, let me see that some questions are there. Yeah. No, fine. I think I have another 5 minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'll clarify. And yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm Dr. Gurunath from Bangalore. Sir, my question is the integration of steganography and blockchain. As you told that encryption is done for every block. In a similar way, steganography can also be used. Similarly, how can we go about doing that, sir?
Steganography also can be used. Okay. Again, can you just give me one example such that I can understand your question clearly?
That is what see encryption. What exactly does is it converts plain text into non-readable format.
Yeah, ciphertext.
Yeah, ciphertext. Whereas data hiding means completely some sensitive data is hidden inside another data, so that the cover data can be sent so that no one can see that there is something inside. So that yeah, data hiding.
Yeah, yes, data hiding. Yeah, I think you can also use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, even if you look at encryption algorithm, what exactly we are doing is,
Yes.
I'll just explain whatever you are saying is, let's say that I have a, let's say that 16-bit information. Let's say that each I will split that one into a 4-bit, 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 and I will use algorithm that I will swap this block with this block, this block with this block. Again, I will like that. I will do the swapping of multiple information. Again, I will do some mathematical operation with some date, some key. Again, I will swap it. Okay, and finally, essentially, that's something I think you can do. It's possible.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yes. Any other questions?
Sir, myself, Anjana from Kochi.
Yes,
sir, I would like to, I would like to know about the blockchain application in agriculture, sir. Will it be, my question is, will it be helpful for the farmers for purchasing their...
Yes, madam. Very good question, actually.
Yeah.
See, the question is what you are asking is how blockchain can be applied in a farmer. See, the point is today's biggest problem is when you look into the farmer's point of view, whatever the seeds he gets, is it seeds are is it from the original source? Okay. Again, these are quality seeds or not. That something is a very questionable. Yes or no? There are duplicate seeds also there, and he will buy that and with high prices, and he will cultivate into that, and finally he end up in a situation where it has some problems. Okay, and he has to miss. That's something what it happened. Definitely. Let's say that when you talk about farming point of view, I will give entire farming scenario. Okay, let's say that a farmer purchase the seeds, okay, where he can verify that whatever the seeds that are there, it is from the genuine source, and that are all. It means the seed manufacturer also, the way I told now, laddu manufacturer, like that also, he has to maintain the blockchain in records. Okay, so he has collected, these are all the seeds from this are all the farmers, and that's something what he's distributing to the other farmers. So that's something what he has to make a record. Now, what is a farmer can do? Again, farmer cannot afford to have all these things, but again, a government can create a mechanism to farmer to verify that whatever the seeds is buying, it is from the genuine sources. Okay, let's say that, for example, groundnut I want to cultivate here. So I'm buying the groundnut seeds. Let's say that a quality groundnut seeds that I'll get it from the Karnataka, a particular source that is going to be a very good, and let's say that from Andhra Pradesh, let's say that in a particular place. Okay, so our particular farmer, he has a very quality, and where there is agriculture department also involved in that, in growing a very quality seed that can be distributed among all the farmers. Okay, so now we are getting that one and transacting that one. Again, the cultivation process also, he is doing an organic mechanism or inorganic mechanisms. All the things has to be recorded in a blockchain. In that case, again, I can confirm that whatever the seeds I'm buying for growing my groundnut in my farm, I can say that I have purchased from the trusted source. The point number one. Point number two, now I have purchased, now I have started cultivating. I can also create a record that I'm cultivating today, and these are the things I'm processing. I can record every transactions I do also, such that I can create a trust, such that the person who is buying the groundnut from me, or groundnut oil from me, let's say that I give the byproduct as an oil. Okay, or that's something I can also create a trust in him. Let's say that now I'm creating, I will store all the things, I will show all the transactions, everything. I'm not using any fertilizers. I have purchased, these are all the organic fertilizers which I have used it. Again, you can also take a record of videos and put it, and photographs also, how it is growing. So again, there are ways we can make it this one. And let's say that at the farming, at the end of the farming, where you got a yield, and that yield, how you are processing and how you are securing all these things also you can do. Definitely, you can also have an entire transactions, and you can also demonstrate. Now, let's say that somebody purchase you from that farmer. So that is also, he can verify all these things. He can trust him. Na? Do you agree on that? A trust can be created whatever he's selling also. Do you agree on that? Today, if you look at coconut oil, whatever we are using, again, it's a big questionable, I hope. Okay. Do you agree on that? Okay. So that are some things which, if somebody does this one in a proper way, yes, we can bring the transparency, we can create a trust. Okay. Yes, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Any other questions? Even if you apply this one to the farmer, where we can guarantee the minimum support price, that's the biggest challenge. Okay. That is something what we can do it. Okay. Fine. I hope I'm done with this, my presentation. Yes. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we'll end the session. Okay.
Yes.
Dear
Same
participants,
to email.
Sir, good evening, sir. Nur Mohammed, sir. Myself, Dr. Polaya, so from Hyderabad, I am speaking. Sir, this blockchain technology, is it possible to prepare by using machine learning and artificial?
Sorry, sir, I didn't get your question clearly because your voice is some.
पण कशाला सेट सांग मला सेट सगळं इंटिजर आहे सेट.
Hello.
Sir, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat once again?
Yes, sir. Though we are preparing such a security-based blockchain technology, is it also allowed to prepare such a technology by using machine learning techniques, sir?
No, I didn't get your question. Machine learning, what is the thing? I didn't get actually. Can you type in the chat box, sir, please?
I'll repeat, sir, once again. Is it audible, sir? My voice is audible?
Now better, sir. Now somewhat better.
Though you are explained such a great principle about the blockchain technology, such a technology is it we can develop for the sake of different cyber security using blockchain technology, sir?
No, definitely. See, cyber security is already used in the blockchain. Okay, blockchain already uses the this one cyber security point of view. And what you are asking somewhere, you mentioned ML. The trust among the entities we can verify by using ML models. Okay, and even any threat on this records also I can identify by using ML models. Okay, that's something what locks of this blockchain nodes I can also verify. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So everything will be developed by the help of Python code only, or is there any other specialization of blockchain technology tools, sir?
When you talk about this one, yeah, I have. See, the point is that exactly for this question, I don't have answer. Okay. Yeah, I'm also trying to use this one again. I can answer this question after 2 months only. So yeah.
Hello.
It's a framework. It's a kind of software framework. One can use it actually. Okay, that's something I can confirmly say that. It's a framework. It's a kind of software framework where somebody can have account and they can use it. Something. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, blockchain works on decentralized manner, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
If in case one system fails, how that system recovers the data, the content from the failed system?
See, the point is that let's say that if you look at the diagram, whatever I have shared you, let me share that diagram. So let's say that one of the system fails. Let's say that a computer in my blockchain network is fails. Okay. I have other computers that is there in the blockchain network which has the same record and other things. Okay. It's something like you can see that. Let me explain. Okay. Let's say I have this is a node. Let's say this node is fails. Okay. Let's say it crashes, fails, all this thing. Okay. But since it's a distributed ledger, again, whatever the transactions, everything is also there everywhere. Okay. If I create a new node, new computer, I make it and if I connect it, so I can also log into that and I can get the same details from here also. The other nodes, whatever I have. It's something like a example is I have a computer and let's say my computer a hard disk where I store all the data and let's say this hard disk crashes. So your entire data is gone. Okay. So instead of that, or let's say this hard disk is affected by using a ransomware attack. So you cannot retrieve it. Nah? So what is the way I can do is one thing is what I will do. I will take an offline backup. I will take an online backup. These are two approaches what we generally follow. Such that let's say it is going to be encrypted by using a ransomware attack, then I can use an online copy and I can reconstruct rebuild the entire data. Okay, that's something I can do. Or I can use an offline copy and I can also retrieve that one. Okay, that's something because you have here redundant copies are available. So in the entire network, so I can do that.
So any one of the system must works like a master, right, sir?
Oh no, there is nothing called master here, sir. Okay, when you talk about here, it's a let's say that this is a computer and this is a computer where they do the transactions, they confirms that, and then only block is added. In that case, all other nodes will get communicated, and consensus about that one will be taken, and it is going to be updated. So now, once this is confirmed, all other blocks also get updated now. Okay, so that's how it is going to happen. There is nothing called master and other approaches is not there here. But
Okay,
there is
thank you,
a
sir.
one is A and B is there. Okay, lendy and lender. That's something what I mean something what we can have. Okay, here. Okay, got it, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. Any other questions?
Participants, if you have any questions, you can clarify with the sir.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
sir. I think there are no more questions.
okay.
Thank you so much, sir. I extend our sincere gratitude for your exceptional session on blockchain and Ethereum in the Metaverse. Your compelling presentation, enriched by decades of expertise and excellent research skills, not only broadened our understanding but also inspired us to explore new frontiers in technology. We deeply appreciate the clarity with which you have shared your vast experience from pioneering research ideas to transformative educational initiatives, and for igniting our passion for innovation in emerging domains. Thank you so much, sir, for your invaluable contribution and for guiding us for this exciting journey into the future of blockchain and the metaverse. Thank you, everyone. Now I request the participants kindly turn on your camera.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Sir,
Thank
please
you, Mohammed
provide
sir.
your email ID, sir. Noor sir, please provide your email ID, sir.
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
Sir, camera is not allowed. It is giving some message. Sir, as host has disabled the camera, so we cannot open the video. Please do the needful.
Now, ma'am, it is access. You can. Other participants are open the camera.
I am, facing the same message.
Okay, participants, thank you. Sir, thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all. Okay.
Thank you,
I'm
sir.
leaving now.
Now, we shall move on to the next session. Dear participants, welcome to the session 2 of day 4, where we dive into the dynamic world of NFTs and smart contracts in the metaverse economy. A groundbreaking topic that's transforming decentralized digital assets and transactions. It is our pleasure to introduce Dr. Gururaj HL, a distinguished researcher, blockchain authority, and ACM distinguished speaker, who will enlighten us with his profound insights. Dr. Gururaj HL serves as an associate professor in the Department of Information Technology at Manipal Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. He is holding a PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Visvesvaraya Technology University, Belagavi. He is having immense of 13 years of experience, including teaching and research across postgraduate and undergraduate levels. He is an ACM distinguished speaker in 2018 to 2021, one of the 15 speakers across India. He is one among them, selected by the ACM US Council. Founder of Wireless Networking Group, a pioneering research community in wireless network. He is a senior member of IEEE Computer Society. He has got Young Scientist International Travel Grant, which is 2016, awarded by SERP DST Government of India. Dr. Kururaj published over 150 research papers in peer-reviewed international journals and several book chapters. He has edited the books in Springer, Taylor and Francis, IJ Global, and various IAT publishers. He has presented over 16 papers in international conferences, earning multiple Best Paper awards. He is a patent holder. He has got granted one patent in Australia and one Indian design patent and one Indian copyright. He is acting editorial board member of several international journals. He is a guest editor for Multimedia Springer Journal, MDPI, and IOP conference proceedings. He has delivered over 500 technical talks globally, including ASEAN Distinguished Talk at IIT Kanpur 2019, plenary talk on NIT Surat 2020, and a keynote at Update Europe Conference 2020. He is an advisory member of Advisory Committee of Cyber Security of Council of India. He is acting as a subject matter expert for Administrative Training Institute, Mysuru, Government of India. His research interests are blockchain technology, cyber security, wireless sensor network, IoT, cloud computing, and machine learning. He has partnered with several institutions like University of Maryland, University of Texas, University of Houston, and many more. Government grants. He secured funding from SERP, DST, CSIR, AICTE for organizing international, national conferences and seminars. With his extensive expertise in blockchain and decentralized technologies, Dr. Gururaj is at the forefront of pioneering advancements in NFTs, smart contracts, and metaverse economies. We are truly privileged to have him with us today and eagerly anticipate his insights on the future of digital economies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join with me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Gururaj HL, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, a very good evening. I think my voice audible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your nice gesture and introduction. Let me share my screen. Dr. Ramkumar, once it's visible, please respond, okay?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I believe the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. You can put in slideshow.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay.
My talk of the day is NFTs and smart contracts in the metaverse economy. Thank you so much, Dr. Ramkumar and the head of the department, Dr. Sunita, for your hard work in bringing up this and inviting me to give a talk on this. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity. To begin with this, NFT and smart contracts are my area of interest basically because they all comes under blockchain technology. Metaverse is an application of that, within which let me speak a few aspects on that initial part. Okay, and I've divided my complete presentation in that way only. Initially, I'll give some introduction towards what exactly the meaning of metaverse and what are applications of that. Later on, which I'll give you some insight towards the amalgamation of smart contracts and metaverse. Okay. I think my slides are visible properly and even I am audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. This is the content of my presentation, in which I am dealing with how blockchain innovations shape digital ownership and initial things. And later, let me give some introduction. What is Metaverse? How blockchain technology and Metaverse will be used. What is NFTs? A few aspects of NFTs. And I'll give you some smart contracts overview, convergence of NFTs and smart contracts, and economic impact of NFTs in the metaverse. And later, let me give you some insight towards applications of smart contracts in the metaverse economy, and few challenges and future scope. This is just my flow of my talk. Basically, how might blockchain innovation, which shapes the digital ownership? I think, let me give you some highlights on this. I think blockchain has transformed the concept of complete digital ownership by, providing a decentralized, transparent, and immutable system for recording and various transactions. For this, let me give you some case study. Recently, I have attended one meeting at IIT Kanpur, in which they have there is a university called as University of Ulster. They wanted to use blockchain technology for medical health records. Is that possible to amalgamate that in India? And we have set of medical people, experts were there, where they used to give the insight towards whether we can able to add this blockchain in our electronic health records. At the end of the 3D, rigorous, in and out of discussion, later we come to conclusion that practically completely decentralization is not possible anywhere. Okay, we can have the blockchain at the outset as a decentralized. At the back end, there will be some intervention of human is compulsion. Whenever I call an intervention of human, it's not decentralized according to me. Basically, when we call completely decentralized, there will be no human intervention actually. Okay, so keeping health records are very sensitive data. I think you know that. Metaverse will be also used in health medical field also, to create or to mimic the real-time world or real-time environment. And I think down the line we can have the completely automated, it might be operations, or it might be any kind of surgical operations, which includes a part of metaverse. Completely 100% removing of centralized system will be not possible. This innovation basically what has a significant implication for various industries, including finance or real estate, or it might be gaming industry. I think gaming industry is booming like anything across the globe, where metaverse is a major part of that, and digital content creation. These are various aspects where we can have the involvement of blockchain in digital ownership. I think people used to usually ask me the question, sir, after explaining some couple of examples, like we can use blockchain for decentralized applications such as election voting system, or it might be electronic health records. The basic principle of using blockchain in electronic health records is that a patient is at emergency, very admitted to hospital. They used to have a prescription, and diagnosis is going on. After some days, the doctor will suggest that now we can't able to diagnose the patient right now. You have to shift to some other hospital. When the patient goes to other hospital, the patient has to underwent all the tests. You believe it or not? Hello, Dr. Ramkumar. You have any questions or anything? No, I guess. Yeah. Whenever they shift to some of the hospitals or something like that, they have to intervene. They have to go with again all the tests, which is a cumbersome for the people, right? Because of that, why can't we have a decentralized system? So we can able to remove the blocking technology. That is a major principle, where there will be a decentralized network in which the patient can release the hash value or the public key. The doctor can open the data. There can be a removal of central party, like centralized servers and all. By keeping all these things, blockchain plays a very important role in building the decentralized network across various applications. Okay. So, using this technologies, like how metaverse economy what is metaverse to do that. Metaverse is a shared and immersive and interactive virtual reality. I think metaverse is a combination of virtual reality and augmented reality. I think you all know it. What is virtual reality and what is augmented reality, right? Virtual reality is nothing but Dr. Ramko, I'm not getting what you're telling. What I have to do? Hello, is it Ramkumar? Dr. Ramkumar? Hello?
Hello.
What
Sir, can
happened?
you hear me?
You said something. I could not able to follow it up. What happened?
No. You can turn on the annotation, sir, from your end.
Annotations, like
Yes.
like where's I'm an Microsoft Team guy. I'll not never use. Usually, I'll never use Zoom. Can you help me out how to do that?
Yeah. 1 second, sir.
Please kindly, my dear participants, don't break the flow. I have a couple of. This is my fourth talk I'm giving right now today. So please kindly cooperate so that I can finish with the talk.
No. While screen sharing, on the top left you can see.
1 second, sir. In the screen.
No, in your Zoom. Screen share option.
Okay. In the screen share. 1 second, sir. One bar is coming. Top left.
Are you getting, sir?
Sir, top left, right?
Yes. There will be 3 dots. It will ask, you can have so many options. There you can disable that annotation.
Can you able to see my screen right now? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Can you help me out? No, where's the option? Dot. I got it.
Just
More
a second.
I have to do now. Disable
Sir,
annotation.
otherwise, no. Sir, you please go ahead, sir. No issue. Please go ahead. I request participants, please don't put any marks and all. You can go ahead, sir. No issue.
I did it. I not. Yeah.
Okay. You can put in slides. Oh, continue, sir.
Yeah. The thing is, I think I was giving some example regarding medical health records. Yeah. Metaverse. Yeah. Just to start with, what is metaverse? Metaverse is, I think, interactive virtual reality where users can create their own. It might be kind of avatars, or it might be kind of environments wherein can engage the real-time world. Okay. The metaverse could be a potential, successor of the internet. After internet, immediately metaverse ruling the world like anything. Why? Because if you want to something like an example, something like know that virtual reality games, I think to name it, Minecraft. I think they are a way in which instead of animation art might be we have really the incident is going to happen, that kind of environment it will create, or social platforms like something like virtual reality chat is an example, or like I think you're pretty fascinating. I think you all know about this Facebook horizon also. Or something like if you want to create any concerts or virtual concerts, and I should not call just concert, virtual concerts or virtual conferences or virtual weddings, okay, or we can have if you want to do a real estate business, it might be buying the land or selling the land, or you can everything. We can show the land dimension, or the location of the land, not just a location, all angles we can show with the help of virtual reality. Or it might be if you want to have virtual offices that can be created with the help of metaverse. Okay, this is just an example for you outside where metaverse will be used. Okay, it's a potential platform, guys. Really, it's a potential platform for a wide range of applications, as I mentioned so far. For it might be for education, it might be for commerce, Okay, while with respect to medical applications, they'll have the virtual reality and they can do it. Uh, yeah, as I mentioned, which interact with each other and digital environments in real time. It is single it's not about a single platform, but an interconnected network of immersive experience, powered by the things. And the concept of metaverse emerged in science fiction, particularly in I think many of you people know about this novel. It has been converted to a real movie also, Snow Crash. In that they have created. Later on, took a shape and now it's ruling the world. The main key component of metaverse are one is virtual reality. And I think many of you people have heard of this name, virtual reality with help of, if you go to any malls and all, we have the virtual, goggles and all. That is main concept of metaverse, and augmented reality also. And as a physical world with digital overlays. For example, I wanted to meet, or I wanted to have a discussion with top rated person, or something like the most busiest person. We can have a virtual augmented reality in front of us. In front of us, that person will be moving like it creates a world. That all comes under augmented reality. Okay, and one more important part of this is blockchain technology, which is my area, which provides the infrastructure for decentralization, secure transaction, and digital asset ownership. End of the day, we all know that why we are moving to decentralization, because of we don't want to leave the ownership to only one person. The ownership should be divided, correct? So even though we have a lot of applications like Facebook, or it might be WhatsApp, name it, all applications follow the fundamental principles of centralized application, because they don't want to leave their ownership. But we don't want to have that kind of environment. So we are putting effort to bring the blockchain technology into picture. And also we have AI, which powers personalization, natural NLP, or intelligent NPC, non-player characters in virtual environment. We can create fictitious. It might be non-fictitious characters that place in front of you when they are not there. It might be digital assets, one more main component of metaverse, which includes NFTs, non-fungible tokens, or virtual currencies, and in-game assets that drive the metaverse economy. This is five important component which ruling the metaverse economy. Blockchain technology on the metaverse. Why? Because which provides digital ownership. Okay, we don't want to have the ownership on the records. Okay, I think how the ownership can be tamper-proof if it is not a digital one, right? If for this, a better example was land ledger records, in which before some years back, for example, when we used to visit any villages and all, our grandparents used to tell even today that these are all my 5 acres of land or 6 acres of land and all, right? But they really don't know that somebody has already modified, or somebody has changed the data as it is a physical ownership. But now with that digital ownership, we cannot do that. Why? Because we can have an amalgamation of blockchain technology. Something or a small change happen, it will affect the whole network. Okay, and that is the main thing why we are using blockchain technology here. And smart contracts, yes, smart contracts are the it's like if you want to have any no, if you want to be a tenant to any ownership, or if you want to be a tenant for that house, there will be kind of an agreement between the owner and the tenant, right? Similarly, if you want to create a transaction in the blockchain network, there is a requirement of smart contracts. Smart contract is nothing but a digital agreement. That's all. Wherein which we have a lot of transactions going to happen, and all the transactions should obey some protocols. That protocol or a rule, whatever we can call here it as smart contracts. Okay, by which we can have tokenization, and also we can have monetization. I think you all know this. Monetization is something like how the people can able to earn the money with the help of this digital market or digital finance, or that is one more important feature. Coming to what is NFTs or NFT, and why NFTs are required for metaverse. I'm just highlighting various terminologies which are required. NFT, which particularly stand for non-fungible tokens, it is a kind of a unique digital asset that represents, which mainly the ownership of a specific particular item. For example, it might be music, videos, or virtual real estate, in-game items, or it might be digital arts and all. NFTs, which are basically stored on the blockchain. It might be any public blockchain like Ethereum or any blockchain, which ensures security, mainly authenticity and ownership. Okay, NFTs are used on the blockchain to assure the security. Mainly, it might be transparency between the users. There's no hide and seek. Okay, who is the owner currently and how much assets is going to have, how much, how the ownership change, everything will be not hidden in case of this with the help of non-fungible tokens. That's the reason we are involving NFT for Metaverse also. As I mentioned, why or what NFT is it's a non-fungible token. While every Bitcoin is identical and non-fungible tokens are unique. Okay, Bitcoin, if you look at, they are they can many people they use a natural currency like any rupees and all, and few people for blockchain technology they may use Bitcoin. But NFT are somehow unique, so they are using this. NFTs are ideal for creating digital versions of like it might be for digital arts or trading cards. They may that might be used. And NFTs are like plane tickets. Okay, they all look like the same, but each have a different seat and different destination, guys. That is a major, like as flight tickets we have. It looks the same ticket right at the outline, but they have different place to go and different seat number. Similarly, NFT at the outside, if you look at the token, they all look same. But when we allocate for respective assets, like for example, it might be for the digital cards, or it might be for any kind of mobile applications like gaming applications and all, any users and all, it will be different for each and every person. Okay, and NFTs are based on the Ethereum blockchain. In the form of ARC, Ethereum 721 tokens. It also includes and digitizing our identities and proving ownership for of the things like real estate. These tokens can be bought and sold on second-hand marketplaces. Okay, and usually this will be happened at the those who are the miners. They used to usually take those NFT tokens and they used to purchase. Those who have the knowledge on cryptocurrency, they know this, how the miners will mine it and how the miners will sell the digital tokens. And basically, NFTs are non-fungible. Unlike if you observe cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum, Ether, yeah, they are not fungible. But NFTs are individual and indivisible, and we cannot divide. In case of Ether, we can divide that to gas bonds, or it might be Bitcoin. We can divide into subunits. But in case of NFTs, are indivisible. They cannot be divided and one of a kind. Okay, that is very important aspect which you have to keep in your mind. Why NFT can be used in metaverse, and it's also tokenized assets. Each NFT is tied to a digital or physical item and stored on a blockchain ledger. I think you know the blockchain ledger, right? Where we have immutable property. If any small change in a digital ledger or in a normal ledger, if a small change, anybody can change the data, right? But in case of this, okay, if you would have taken the aspects of NFTs, the digital tokens and all, it will be assigned to respect to physical item and it will be stored on a blockchain ledger. And as I mentioned, NFTs, how it will be created, or it's also called as minted, created or minted. NFTs are created using smart contracts on blockchain platforms like Ethereum, Solana, Polygon. Polygon and Solana and Ethereum are the various blockchain platforms where NFTs are minted or created. And how the ownership will be transferred. I think you know how to write a smart contract in Solidity programming language, or it might be in Ethereum, or it might be in Polygon, Poly language, whatever the smart contracts you are going to write. That using those smart contracts, we can able to create this kind of NFTs. And each NFTs, once it is created or minted, or once it is created, related. NFT will be having three important aspects. One is ownership of a smart contract or NFT, transaction history, how many transactions be does and who, what transaction has been done and all, and unique attributes of that particular item, which where you got the NFT. Okay, these are three important metadata or data that will be stored on each and every NFT. Okay, and the next important feature, like how it works, is transferability. Like I think it's same as of a ownership change. If you want to change the owner, same as what we used to do. Similarly, if in case of NFTs, can be bought, or we can sell, or we can trade it on various marketplaces like OpenSea. Various platforms available, which ensures blockchain is secure and transparent transactions. With the help of these open platforms or marketplaces, we can able to, whenever I feel that I wanted to change the transfer, or I want to sell the, NFTs and all, we can able to cancel, and we can able to sell the NFTs. Okay, that's a major thing which you have to observe here. Yeah, but in case of smart contracts or something like that, we cannot able to do that. Okay, but in case of this, we can able to we can able to sell in the open marketplaces. That's a major thing we have to keep in mind. And what are key features of NFT? One is provenance. Like it's going to prove, it will prove, as I mentioned here. In case of OpenSea, if you want to take an example of OpenSea, which is OpenSea or available or all any marketplace for that matter. OpenSea, out of this, OpenSea is very largest online platform marketplace where we can have a buying, selling, trading of NFT will happen. Which majorly supports blockchain platforms like Ethereum, or it might be Polygon, or it might be Solana and all. Major features are provenance is one of the important feature, and also, as I mentioned very clearly, that it's going to have unique. It's not repeated. Okay, it's not repeated. Like it's not same. That's a major thing we have to keep in your mind. It's uniqueness of NFT, and provenance, which refers to ownership history, and where the origin of that particular digital asset happened. Indirectly we can call it as where NFT has been originated. It's completely record where the asset came from, who has created, who has owned it over time. Which provenance always helps to establish authenticity between the digital assets. Okay, hence. To prove the other person that where this created, how this created, what are the history we have, the complete features of NFT before selling to somebody, we can have that. That's the main thing, and uniqueness and interoperability. When we talk about the main one more feature of NFT is interoperability, which refers to mainly it refers to ability of different systems or platforms. Okay, within which seems without any hurdles, or without any it will make the operations in a very smooth manner between the NFTs. Okay, between the smart contracts or between the blockchain. So NFTs which allows it might be transfer of the assets, or transfer of the data. It might be which information between different blockchains and platforms that can be happen with help of NFT without any hurdles. Hence, it's also an interoperability is one of the main feature of NFT. And the last feature, very important feature of NFT is data ownership, which mainly refers to the concept of owning, or it might be concept of controlling the digital assets, where cryptocurrencies might be, or NFTs, or it might be any goods if you want to transfer. When we talk about NFT, which always talk about the digital assets of controlling and owning of the NFTs, it's called as digital ownership. Okay. Yeah, this is a detail, as I mentioned, you people, that it's going to have a process of non-fungible tokens are enabled by leveraging blockchain technology to create unique, verifiable, indivisible digital assets. It's going to create with these steps unique digital identity. It will be created in the first part, like each and every NFT will be stored on the blockchain with a unique cryptographic signature, which ensures no two NFTs are identical. Please keep this in mind. No two NFTs will be having the same you know, nature, or it might be the data. Okay, and the second, proof of ownership, ownership, that it's going to create that who created this, when it is created, which allows the owners to have a verifiable proof. Okay, which refers to it, it does not only verifies the owner's unique identity, it also verifies the owner's address. It also verifies the transaction history. This proof of ownership, which ensures always assets, for example, scarcity of NFTs, or it might be authenticity of NFTs, or it might be transferability of NFT. All these will be proved with the help of POW, called as proof of ownership, and a scarcity and value for that. Some NFT creators can limit the number of NFTs minted, because which may create a scarcity, which enhances their value. As we have a lesser, value, when lesser items or digital assets, obviously it will be having more and more demand in the market. Okay, that's the reason we can have, you know. Sorry. Okay, so this we can have more and more value. And smart contracts will be used for transaction NFTs, which operates using smart contracts, which automate a transaction, and which also includes metadata like ownership history, loyalty for creators, and usage rights. And the last we have, it's called as interoperability and transferability. NFTs can be bought, stored, and transferred across different marketplaces, as I already mentioned, while maintaining their ownership history. Yeah, coming to what is smart contract. Smart contract, as I already mentioned, is a digital agreement between the parties, between the blockchains. To formally define smart contract itself, executing digital agreements, which when the terms or conditions, directly written on into its code. I think smart contracts is like something like a class. I think if you remember any object-oriented programming language, how to usually write the conditions or main functions or something like that in the class. Similarly, smart contracts are something like a contract. Here we used to create it as a contract in oriented programming language, and where we used to write the conditions. Okay, what to do, what not to do, all the protocols will be there, and we can observe various smart contracts conditions directly written on code, which operating on the blockchain technology. Smart contracts automatically execute transactions when predetermined conditions are met, eliminating the need for intermediate persons. Okay, there's no involvement of third party. As in case of client server communication, where there will be rules and regulations. For example, authentication failure might be some data, something whatever happened. There will be a point of centralized server used to maintain all this. But in case of NFT, sorry, in case of smart contracts, there's no human intervention, as we all as middle party or third party intervention. So as we don't have that, the smart contract will make the every peer user to execute by their own with the help of the conditions. Okay, some examples we can call it as if you would have called us decentralized finance, where in which we'll borrow the data, or we are going to lend the data. That will completely happen with the help of protocols, or it might be in supply chain management or voting systems, or it might be insurance claims, or it might be real estate, property problems, or it might be gaming platforms. Or in all these cases, smart contracts will play a role in which they only based on the condition whatever written, without intervening any middle party, it will does the work by default. It might be voting systems, or it might be supply chain management, or it might be digital finance, decentralized finance, or it might be real estate property, or it might be gaming examples. Okay. How smart contracts work? Smart contracts are written in programming languages like I'm comfortable with Solidity programming language, where for Ethereum, for Rust, we'll use in Solana, and they can be deployed. I think you all know about Solidity programming language, how it will be used and all. So in which we have the platform called remix.org. This is a platform we can have to use this Solidity programming language, in which we can able to write the smart contracts as our wish. Okay.
Sir, excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, yes.
How can we differentiate this metaverse with the smart contracts, sir?
Pardon? Hello?
How can we differentiate the metaverse with the smart contracts?
Sir, metaverse is different. Metaverse is nowhere related to smart contracts. So smart contract is a contract which you are going to write the code. It's a condition. If you want to interact between the blockchain, or if you want to interact between the users, or something like that, we can have a smart contract. There we have a written default conditions in the code, where we can have conditions like how many transactions we can do, how many what is for every transaction, what is the gas limit or something like that. That is all about smart contract. Okay. With the help of smart contracts, we can able to write the conditions for metaverse also. Metaverse is not smart contract. Don't get confused. Metaverse is different domain. Metaverse comes under virtual reality, or it's an interactive virtual reality platform. Okay, where for example, if you would have considered any gaming application, there is an involvement of for example animation. Also there's involvement of 3D environment, right? For example, gaming applications such as various top end games we have right now, right? Something like where they used to show the environment like games like Fortnite, where they show the a complete forest and all, right? That 3D environment which comes under virtual reality, in which the users will go and do the operation, they all comes under augmented reality. This is all about metaverse. Okay. See, for doing that, instead of having a centralized system, why can't we have here decentralized system with the help of smart contracts or NFT tokens? That's all. I hope so you got something.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Then, if you want to say the best example, what is the best example at present? Shall we take the digital signatures?
I think we're getting confused. Digital signature cannot be for what you're taking digital signature. Digital signature is completely different funds, sir. So smart contract is a condition. Okay. I think you should understand the fundamental foundations of blockchains, of wherein which they are completely decentralized, right? The users, there's no client server communication in case of blockchain, correct? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In which, if see, sir, whenever we don't have server to guide rule the users, there will be inbuilt guidance, right? How the users will operate the system. They will operate with the help of some rules and protocols, right? By default. For example, I'll go back again at a layman level. I have a classroom in which the teacher will be there. The teacher will give the instructions accordingly. The students will work. Correct. This is a centralized system. In case of decentralized system, there are 4 friends or 5 friends learning among themselves. There is no rules among themselves. There is no protocols because the teacher itself is not there. Whenever those 5 friends or 4, 5 people they want to work among themselves, they will design themselves some conditions, right? That is what we can call it as smart contracts here. Okay, smart contracts is something like an agreement between the parties. I don't know whether you got it or not. Smart contract is something like an agreement between the parties how to operates. Okay, that's what I'm going to show here. Actually, like we have Remix, Remix platform is one of the best Ethereum platform. Wherein let me show you that Remix Ethereum. Okay. This application, what is the main agenda of this? Is this applications like NFT similar to Bitcoin tokens or something like that. NFTs are non-fungible tokens. Again, it will be generated with the help of this kind of contracts. Okay, and why can't we amalgamate this smart contracts or this blockchain technology to your metaverse? Why? Because metaverse is running right now with the help of centralized system. Okay, where if the server fails, the whole system will going to not going to operate, right? Why can't we have the usage of metaverse, smart contracts on that? Okay, this is what I wanted to show. This is just an example where we can able to write a smart contract. Okay, this is an example of a smart contract where we have a condition. This is a condition. We are going to, this is a contract. Okay, where we can look contract storage. This is a condition. If you want to run this, Ethereum platform, this is a condition on this. This is one simple example to write the contract. Okay. For example, if you want to run this, I'm going to have some, some transaction issues, right? Where will get that transaction? Who is going to operate? For example, okay, I'm going to run this. Okay, I'm going to deploy this. There will be some usage of small gas bond. You can see here the gas values has been detected. It was 100 actually. Okay, this kind of conditions are kind of for example, after deploying, I got the output here, and where I got the transaction recorded and deployed contracts. If you see this deployed contracts, and able to store the value here. You can take a look. Just an example, as you mentioned, if you want to store some 500 value here, I have to use a contract. If you want to use a contract, if you want to use the store option, you have to give the transaction fees. Okay, this kind of condition will be operated with the help of blockchain technology or smart contracts. Smart contract is a digital contract. It's kind of agreement between tenant and the owner. Okay, don't get confused. Don't have a misconception between smart contract or metaverse. Metaverse is a augmented or virtual reality technology. It's a real time interactive application. Okay, wherein which we can have interaction between interactive virtual reality. We can have immerse of create your own avatars, or you can create the whole environment. For example, you're sitting in a office, you can create the whole office environment with the help of augmented reality. A Vidhan Sauda, or it might be some other office, or some forest, or some environment. Okay, that environment can be created with the help of metaverse application. I don't know whether you got it or not. I think I've convinced something, I guess. You got something, sir?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. So this is, as I mentioned here, Solidity programming language. So I thought of showing that. There will be some conditions defined with help of if-then structure. Like something like if payment is saved, then transfer ownership. If payment is not, if you don't transfer ownership, the minimum time of the ownership. All these conditions will be depicted or leveraged in the smart contracts. Okay, and when predefined conditions are met, the contract automatically execute the condition, such as transferring the tokens or granting the access and all. Similarly, your NFTs will also work in the same way. Okay. These are the various applications of smart contracts, like something like finance and payments or supply chain management, from the scratch of industry until the delivering the data, delivering the items to the customers. The complete supply chain management can be used with help of smart contracts. In a sense, there will be no human intervention in between, or else there will be intermediate person comes into picture. There might be loss to users. It might be farmers, or it might be any industrial person where we have an increase of the price. A lot of things happen. So all this can be eradicated with the help of supply chain management, with the help of blockchain technology, with the amalgamation of smart contracts. Okay, wherein which there is no human intervention required. Whenever the product will be shipped, immediately the complete operation will be completely automated with the help of smart contracts itself. Okay. And it might be real estate also. I think you have intermediate person. They will take some, percentage of money. All these things will happen, right? So we can remove all those things with the help of the smart contracts. Okay. Even with the help of healthcare, I think I have currently when initially when I started with my talk, I have given a right example on healthcare. Okay, where the patient data or electronic health records or sensitive data we can store with the help of hashed value with the help of blockchain, in which we don't have the intervention of any third party for the downloading of the data or to carry the data. I think right, misuse of data is nowadays happening like anything. Okay, nowadays we have crowdfunding applications where in which they use the misuse of data will happen for expert sensitive data like patients. Those all things can be overcome with the help of this healthcare, with the help of smart contract application. Okay. End of the day, one more important application, gaming and NFT. With the help of smart contracts, we can able to build or we can able to mint the NFTs tokens also. That is what the main objective of my talk, convergence of NFT and you know, how we can able to make sure that how we can able to converge in converge NFTs mainly with smart contracts, whatever I have explained right now. Okay, which represents a powerful technology which redefine the way of how the digital ownership can be done and how the transactions can, even though we are in the digital ownership, digital technology, but all we follow is centralized one, right? It might be a phone pay, whatever. It can, you name it, all digital technology, whatever we follow, they all follow the fundamental principle of, client server or thing, right? Why can't we have digital ownership, transactions, and creativity are managed in the digital economy completely with the help of smart contracts? That's a integration of NFT and smart contracts. Okay. By which we can have various applications for the understanding automatically royalty payments, especially. I think you know about this, right? Smart contracts are the one which can ensure creators who created the games, or it might be who created the any ownership, they will get the loyalty by default without any intervention of third party. That is one major application of amalgamation of NFTs and smart contracts. And one more, that's wherein which we can have digitalized marketplaces in which smart contracts can facilitate peer-to-peer NFT transaction without any intermediate persons. Okay, and also we can have by end of the day we can achieve secure, transparent. Mainly, if you look at the banking systems and all, if some amount has been got detected, you don't have, even though you are the one of your account, you don't have the rights to do the operations instantly. You have to launch a complaint, you have to go to a bank, or you can call a customer call and all, right? Even though you are the owner of that. But in case of this smart contracts, any small change happen immediately, it will never does it make the transaction to complete. Okay, it's called as immutability. So this is a various examples wherein which we can dive. We can make sure that they cannot be have any intervention of the third party in this system. Okay. How these smart contracts and NFTs can interact with each other, which are the primary two entities. Okay, this NFTs can be embedded in smart contracts, or we can embed in smart contracts within NFTs. Okay, but there's a question, contracted question, like how these NFTs will be generated with the help of smart contracts. That's what I said. With the help of some condition and with the help of some tokens, we can able to generate NFT tokens. Okay, and it indirectly tells that smart contracts are in NFTs are within smart contracts, right? Okay, so I can see here how the smart contract can and NFTs can interact with each other. NFTs can be embedded within a smart contract, and smart contracts can own an NFT. Within it, it can then transfer to user other contract-based rules and events defined in the smart contract. As smart contract is going to define, this can be transferred to which owner, or all this things will be decided by this smart. We embed everything, all conditions, all rules within the smart contracts. Okay. In the other way, smart contracts can be embedded within the NFT. If it is other way, smart contracts can be embedded within the NFT to call and access assets within the NFT. An example, something like this: a user can access a song which is embedded in the NFT through a smart contract. Okay, if it is with help of a token, I can able to retrieve the song. This should agree upon the terms using the smart contracts, and also the pay the agreed upon the amount, and then get access to that song. This is a process that will mostly likely run in the background, where users hit play on the applications. Okay, if you have taken any applications like Wink applications and all, you may click the button on the front end like to download, and at the back end this process will happen. Okay. So if it is a peer-to-peer applied application based, which is based on smart contract application. End of the day, if you converge smart contracts with Okay, this smart contracts, if it is converged with NFTs, some applications are major applications of this convergences. One is automation and efficiency. Yeah, automatically smart contract eliminates intermediaries. There is no involvement and automatic process. And exactly, there is something called adaptability plays a role. I think if you ask the bank people to adopt the computers to adapt, they took a lot of time. Similarly, if you go and ask them to remove the complete centralized system, adapt the blockchain technology, it's not so easy. We can start applying this at the lower level, like some small examples like big banking, gaming examples and all. Later on, we can do that. Okay, so by which end of the day we can eliminate intermediate persons in between. Automatic process like assets transfer. If they want to, especially in India, whatever we may build, I think I was keep on telling wherever I go, power of attorney, POA, anything can be, the first NBP blockchain project on digital ledgers or land ledger records happened in Telangana government. Even it has been flopped. That was a discussion even we made. It was not completely happened. Okay, so they tried for that, but even though after any number of years, power of attorney, like pontiff of a mutt, transferring the ownership to other Shishya or somebody, that transferring those kind of power of attorney cannot be made digital, first of all. Forget about smart contracts or forget about, something like small decentralized and all. They're not making that into digital, first of all. Everything they have to call a lawyer, that to take an affidavit, they have to do it. Why I'm telling this, because complete automation or human without human intervention, if you do any digital operation, cannot be 100% secure always. There will be an attack. Okay. So, for apart from that, for application something like this, we can use smart contract, which eliminates intermediaries, automatic process like asset transfer, loyalty payments, and we can do the ownership verification also. Okay, and the one more important advantage of this amalgamation of NFTs in smart contracts is transparency and security. Blockchain ensures every transaction, every ownership can change the recorded immutably, increasing the trust among the users. Because if any small change once you enter the data, that cannot be modified by anybody, right? It might be NFT tokens or it might be smart contract conditions. They cannot change, and hence it's called as immutable. Immutability. I think you all know this, right? DAT is the main principle of blockchain: decentralized, immutability, and transparency. Transparency does not mean that completely open. There's no identity between the users. What the user A will do, what the user B will do, get to know. What the user A will do, what B will do, A will get to know. So this will be there. And immutability, any small change in the data or something like that, it will be immediately, the transaction will be before completion of the transaction or releasing the MetaMask or something, they will be, transaction will be verified, okay, which increases the trust among the users, right? One more thing is programmability. The programmable nature of smart contracts allows NFTs to carry additional functionality like unlocking exclusive content. For example, in the gaming application, these are the major applications of gaming, if you remember. If you want to go to next level, if you want to unlock that level, you require that those locking keywords or something like that, they will be stored, or privileges will be stored in the NFTs, okay, tokens, okay. And this, you may feel that who is going to have that? Everybody, all users who are there in the network, everybody is going to have the privilege of using that NFT tokens usage. Okay, and scalability of applications. Scalability is also an important feature. Combining it with NFT with smart contracts, which creates opportunities for diverse applications across industries, especially on gaming and entertainment and real estate and finance. Okay, and if you look at the examples are really layman level examples, right? We cannot able to incorporate NFTs on block. First of all, incorporation of blockchain on sensitive data is very difficult. Just on the smart contracts, incorporation of NFTs in smart contracts in sensitive applications is not at all possible, especially in India, because of various racism we have, various languages we have, various consents we have. It's not so easy to incorporate that. Especially the applications like digital art. where automated loyalty payments or ownership verification that can be done with the help of this. Or it might be gaming application, unique in-game items, or it might be as we mentioned, locking to next level. Characters or experiences that can be done in gaming. That is easy. Or it might be virtual real estate, where ownership and transfer of virtual land or property that can also be does, wherein which we can able to transfer. For example, just to see the land outside the area, you have to pay, for example, say 10 rupees or something. Okay, something like that. Token will be released. If you want to see the complete dimension, everything, the next level, 2D level or next level, metaverse level, you have to unlock. How will unlock? Simply we cannot able to leave, right? So that nearest thing you can able to see with the help of some release of NFT tokens. See, these are various applications where commonly this amalgamation of metaverse and smart contracts with NFTs can be used in metaverse application. Okay, these are the examples you can see here. Something like real estate, or it might be gaming application, or it might be healthcare industry, or it might be it might be decentralized finance. Okay, so these are the applications we can use this metaverse with NFTs. Okay, please don't misconfuse among yourself. Metaverse is a virtual reality application. Smart contract is a condition. NFTs are tokens. They are unique tokens. Okay.
So, is there any mathematical model which can connect it together all these three, sir, for understanding process?
Yeah. Sir, actually, if you ask me the questions on smart contracts, definitely SHA-256 is used, which is a hashing algorithm, which is a one-way function, where we have a lot of can tell you that maths will be used. Adding that on, for example, I'll show you something like this. Okay, I think. 1 second, sir. If you check this, there will be a hash value, there will be usage of nonce value, nonce means n1s, okay? And with the help of nonce and hash values, with a hash SH256, that is 64 characters output, it will provide, wherein which we can have wherein which we can have mathematical aspects. But that with Metaverse, I think we don't have that kind of operation. I'll show you 1 second. I'll show you. 1 second. If you look at the SH256 algorithm, in which we have hashing. Obviously, hashing is a one-way function which is going to use a lot of complex operations, right? There we can have the amalgamation of that, mathematical models and all. Let me show you that 1 second. Yeah. Here, if you look at the block of blockchain, there will be concept of nonce, randomly use once integer. Based on the respective data, this is a function. For example, let me write it as a data. Immediately, the hash value will also change. Okay. Here we have an involvement of hashing. Here we have an involvement of this will be again used. This is a process called as mining and all. Here we are going to have the mathematical adaptation of SH256 algorithm, where we'll get that will be used for smart contracts also. When we use smart contracts with Metaverse, there is no mathematical adaptation. We are adapting this secure. We are adapting this decentralized smart contracts in Metaverse. Okay, so this is here we can able to show you various hashing algorithms or various how the hashing algorithms will be generated. That we can show here. Can check it out here. Also, something like you can see something like this. Yeah, every transaction will be recorded. Every time the hash value will be generated. It's mathematically, we have proof of concept, we have proof of work that we can show it with the help of smart contracts only. That is a different concept. But when we are going to amalgamate smart contract with NFTs, there is no concept of mathematical function or mathematical foundation. Okay. We can able to check, or we can able to validate, or we can able to verify end of the day by accuracy, or it might be how much the contract, how many transactions happened. I think something called TPS is there, transaction per second. How many transactions happened in Metaverse, how it performed, or that can be measured. There's no something, as you mentioned, relevant to your Metaverse, because Metaverse is a different area. So it's something like adding blockchain to medical health records. I can have the mathematical foundation for medical health records. How can we, blockchain technology? How can we have the mathematical model for medical health records? That's like an application, right? Similarly, here also, we are using NFT, it's a token which will be in the smart contracts, and that will be, we are amalgamating for the, blockchain, this Metaverse technology. I think I have, you got something, sir?
Exactly, sir. Thank you. So that practical approach which you are showing, block, nonce, and data and the hash function, where we can understand that metaverse in that case, sir.
No, God. This is not metaverse, sir. This is what exactly the blockchain technology. This is exactly how the smart contracts works here. I'm showing here, right? This is a smart contracts. And for this, we can also amalgamate here MetaMask or here Google Pay, Phone Pay, we can use it. Or any wallet, we can use it. Okay. Within this, we can able to create NFT tokens also. This is exactly the mathematical model, which as you asked, can have an involvement of nonce value. Nonce is something like in ones, that is randomly used integer, right? And this is a hash value generated with the help of SH256 algorithm. Q hash algorithm of hashing, the version is 256. There we can able to check the mathematical model or mathematical data. But when you talk about the real-time applications, when you talk about the mathematical model on Metaverse, that's what I'm telling. It's not possible. That's a basic difference between Metaverse and smart contract. I think you got some knowledge on this, right? Metaverse is different. Metaverse is an application. Okay. This smart contracts is a part of blockchain.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I was dealing with these are the various practical things which we can able to use. Real estate, it might be gaming application, or it might be healthcare application. Okay, not completely healthcare application. As I said, that we have sensitive data and all. We can have digital art or digital decentralized finance and all. Look at the economic impact of NFTs in the metaverse. It's non-fungible tokens play a very crucial role in shape the verifiability of the ownership and monetize diverse revenue streams, which unlocks the opportunities for creators and business. Okay. This is all about economic impact. Down the line, I think there will be a huge impact if it is not only on, as I mentioned, land ledger, or it might be not only on gaming industry. Nowadays, all your, if by chance, if all, Amazon or Facebook, if they would have converted to, if they would have been completely decentralized, if not decentralized also, if they would have used to buy any product, if they would have used completely metaverse technology, there is a huge, demand for blockchain, smart contracts amalgamated with NFTs also, because there will be a lot of attacks on that, right? So the people may misuse those things and all, where in which we can have the usage of, instead of creating the account, accounts or your username and password, every user will be having an NFT token. That will be a unique one, right? So using that NFT token, they can able to buy a product in the it might be in Amazon or Flipkart or whatever. So by which by using the metaverse, they can look the item or a product in all in the dimension. If I wear, it will show the augmented reality also. For example, if I wear that shirt, how I look, okay, that augmented version or environment it will provide. Once after that, if I feel that if I want to buy based on my token, NFT token, I can able to buy. It will be a huge demand not only for these industries, it will be huge demand for the shopping industry, shopping sector, or it might be in pharmaceutical sectors, or it might be design and fashion sectors, not only in gaming industries. Okay, these are the various industries. And as I mentioned, statistics of on NFT adoption. And as I mentioned, whenever we say whatever the new technology comes into picture, adaptability is majorly a problem, right? Adapting new technology or new culture is not an easy task. Okay, so that's a reason we have rising popularity nowadays, so that we can have adoption of this technology easily. And the NFT market surpassed, you believe it or not, 24 billion in trading volume in 2023, especially not only on not only on this kind of examples. It might be in food industry, food delivery industries. Like there is something called auto, something called Tomra. Do you remember? Have anybody heard of this thing called as Tomra? Automatic vegetable segregator. Okay, if you go to market, if you to buy a vegetable, what we'll do, we used to touch the vegetable, we used to check the vegetable, right? Instead of that, that Tomra is a operation, AI technology, in which it's going to divide tomatoes with grades. Low grade, these tomatoes are, sometimes we may have a confusion. Both the tomatoes look similar, but they're in different kgs or different prices, right? So that Tomra is an automatically segregator. Similarly, there, if you would have adopted this metaverse technology, it will be better advantage. If you want to buy any vegetables or any food products or anything, it's going to provide that virtual environment. Again, it should not be a centralized one. If it is an amalgamated of NFT tokens and all, it will be a better, and we can increase the market. Not only on this, it will increase double of this in the near future, I guess. Okay. And user engagement, millions of users actively participate in NFT markets within the metaverse, driven by growing interest in digital ownership and decentralized ecosystems. Okay, and here, just I one of my scholars, they took the data and it's from the internet. I can check the value. It was in 2023, it was 20 billion, and it may exceed to 45 billion by 2026. Platforms like Ethereum or Solana remain central to this growth. This is one important thing which I want to update. Yeah, I think these are some of the applications I have already mentioned many times. Some various applications on this. I think I can stop. I have a couple of slides. These challenges, various challenges, something like environment concerns or legal and regularity, uncertainty, and all. With this, let me finish my talk. If you have any questions, you can put up a question. This is my website. Mainly, I'm a cybersecurity and blockchain guy with some applications of Metaverse. Initially, I had worked with the help of Unity programming language, Unity, and to build some augmented reality projects and all. If you want to check my recent activities or recent books or recent papers and all, you please visit my website, or else you can just type my name in Google. You'll get all my details. Okay, I'll get all my details here. Feel free to talk to me if you want to collaborate with me and all. So this is the contact information if you want to connect me with any of the platforms. Basically, I have a lot of journals on cyber security and blockchain. You can check it out in Google. But Metaverse, I'm not much expertise in that. So if you want to connect me with any of the blockchain technologies or cybersecurity with the application of anything. It might be of cybersecurity, it might be agriculture, it might be metaverse of any virtual reality. We can do that. I'll stop now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask a question.
No.
Any questions?
Dear participants, you can raise your questions. Sir is ready to give the answer for that.
As per your information, you are maybe encouraging us to after understanding these simple concepts and programming based on smart contracts. So, as per your another very important point, Metaverse is an application. So, such application can be considered as a cybersecurity, sir.
Sir, even not only in metaverse application, virtual reality or augmented reality application, you can take any examples of application. There will be amalgamation of cybersecurity, right? Cybersecurity plays a very important role, security, because everybody depends upon data now. Nobody is dependent upon hard cash or it might be the physical assets and all. Everybody depends upon digital assets. When we talk about digital assets, security is very important. Definitely in metaverse also, as you said, rightly mentioned, cybersecurity plays a very important role. And I think you have experiences with photo morphing. They all comes under the realities, right? Like morphing the photos, or it might be changing the animation of the photos, animations, creating the animation animated of a person, similar to that and all. It may irritate the person, or it may, they are all the attacks happening across. Yeah, definitely, metaverse also having usage of. There should be an involvement of cybersecurity, not only on metaverse, any application for that matter. Cybersecurity is very important.
Participants, any other questions?
Sir, I have answered your question, no, sir. Polaya Puja, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Please tell me.
sir, I got it. But see, one thing, see, cybersecurity is, we may consider the vast, what we call different fields of security is needed at present. But what we, so even artificial intelligence is playing, as per last 3 days onwards, the talks which we are understanding. So cyber security can be developed by the not only using this type of blockchain technology or smart contracts and metaverse, but we also concentrated that the AI technology and as well as immersive principles and as well as yesterday we got from CDAC one of the application of concepts. But where we are understanding here, if you extend, if time permits, specifically this blockchain technology, especially smart contracts, may use a particular field of cyber security, sir.
Yes, definitely, sir. For that understanding, let me tell you something, sir. People are working on this. So I think my screen is visible. Can anybody respond?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
See, sir, the thing is, this solidity programming language also follows the fundamental principle of object-oriented, correct? In which, one second.
Sir, please let me get the answer. The most important
So I
cyber
got your
security.
question, sir. Let me
No,
explain in a.
I want that answer, sir, please. So let me to know the which one is you are preparing the best shortable example or the best application which can be concentrated in the form of metaverse for the cyber security by using smart contracts and in NFT. That just let me know field at least which field we can apply this
Sir, not
concept.
field, sir. I'm explaining with example. Please listen, sir. The thing is, if you see my screen, I think you all know about. I'll give the detailed explanation, sir. Please kindly listen, sir. The thing is, in case of smart contracts, we'll use the principle of object-oriented principles, right? As of Java, this solidity programming language also generates bytecode. Correct. This bytecode you can able to see here, right? Nobody is going to give attention towards this bytecode, and you believe it or not, many people they're working on this bytecode. Okay. So the thing is, if you check here, there's something called we can able to copy this. This is a bytecode version. Okay, and many people are working on this. I'll come to a point. I got your question. What they'll do is, if you open a notepad for the security purpose, how the people are working. One of my student is also working on the same domain. If you copy this, not this. 1 second. Okay. See, it's a bytecode, right? Nobody is giving attention towards this bytecode. Why? Because this is the output of this smart contract, right? Many people, few people are working on this. You believe it or not? They convert bytecode into DAC, that is directed acyclic graph. End of the day, they are going to identify the vulnerability not directly on the smart contract. Instead, they are analyzing the vulnerability of the bytecode. Indirectly, I can tell you that analyzing the vulnerability of the smart contract. This is one important application within which people are working on cybersecurity in smart contracts. Okay. And when it comes to the point of metaverse, obviously I said very clearly that metaverse is an application of image processing, or it's a basic foundation application of virtual reality or augmented reality and all. When we talk about virtual reality and augmented reality, most of the social medias, most of the phishing attacks, most of the wishing attacks, smishing attacks, they're happening with the help of virtual reality and augmented reality. They are mimicking. I can call it as deep fake detection. If you observe deepfake detection, it is one of the fantastic area. Many people are working on this. Okay, why? Because in the metaverse technology, the users or the attackers will create the fake videos or fake audios in which people will just recognize the differentiation of the image or the video or the audio at the outset. There are certain levels where people are working on deep fake pixel level detection at the pixel level. Okay, for example, if some modification of the eye, or if it might be a modification of a small change in the hand gesture, they all comes under deep fake pixel level detection. And similarly, deep fake frame level detection, the complete photo will be changed, or it might be deep fake scene level detection. The people are working on various dimensions on this. Okay, deep fake is a major part of cybersecurity. Okay, and why these applications matters a lot, because all the biometrics comes into picture. All your security system is purely dependent upon biometrics. Correct. Whenever the audio or the video or the image is not up to the database, if any attacker took the data, it will not unlock the system. So deepfake detection in metaverse, in the smart contracts using blockchain technology is one of the area which I can tell you, sir. I think I have answered your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. Especially, I want to say thanks to your patience by understanding our question in deep and answer. Really, I'm once again heartily thankful to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. If you convince, I'm happy, sir. No worries. Any other questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
This is Kushwan Birti from the Sharda University.
Oh, yeah. Please tell me, ma'am.
Sir, my question is that every transaction in the blockchain is, encrypted with the hash function,
Correct.
right? And with the timestamp.
Mm-hmm.
So we are using a 64-bit hash function, which is equal to 256 bits.
Correct. Bits. Yeah, you're right.
So my question is that this 256 length is more important, or the strength of encryption algorithm is more important?
No, no.
Is it mandatory that when we encrypt the hash value, we use the SHA algorithm, or we can use the another algorithms as well?
No, no. The thing is, yeah, you're a very good question, ma'am. Thank you for the question. See, the thing is, hashing, why they, even though we have 512 SHA, right? We have SHA 512 also, but they're restricted up to only SHA 256. The reason does not mean that length of the hash value is only the consent. No. Along with that, they also use timestamp as a matter. It also matters a lot. See, length of the hashing algorithm is very important up to the extent of secure some level. Not always. Along with that, secure encryption is also required, but blockchain will never use any kind of encryption algorithms. It will use only hashing algorithm.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Anybody having any questions?
I think there are no more questions, sir. Okay.
Hello.
Thank you so much,
See,
sir.
if you have any other further questions, you can contact me via this contact details. You can just anybody is asking any question? Somebody is there? Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. How can we create a private network, sir, using blockchain, or is a institutional based, or how can I own this private one, sir?
Institutional based accounts. I don't understand what kind of accounts. Like, ma'am, many people have a misconception. Blockchain is not a centralized system. See, whenever I say blockchain, this is purely decentralized. There is no something like I am going to create. No, it's not like if you want to have a blockchain environment, there is no involvement of no intermediate persons, or it might be I will give the application to this fellow. I'll give the application to this fellow. No, you can able to create a blockchain application, and you can able to create a blockchain platforms using Ethereum, or you can use, you believe it or not, in my university, the complete certificate generation, in my previous university where I was working, the complete certificate generation for whole, every workshop, whatever we do, it will be done with the help of blockchain technology only. Okay. See, what I mean is we are going to build the system, and we will just maintain the system, will not intervene any involvement of the system, like how it does and all. We have identified one person as verifier, and is going to verify. For example, if it is certified by my center, we will be the verifier. That's all. There is no involvement of any other person. We can able to build as we build the network as we can in the regular labs or the regular things. Only involvement is we are using blockchain technology to have a transaction between the users. That's all.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Any other questions?
If further, if you need to contact me, please contact me on the platform. Thank you. Before winding up, I should for not forget to thank Dr. Ram Kumar and the HOD for giving me opportunity. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let us take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to Dr. Gururaj HL for his captivating and enlightening session on NFTs and smart contracts in the metaverse economy. His rich experience and visionary insights have not only shed light on the smart contracts of decentralized digital assets, but also painted a vivid picture of the transformative potential of blockchain technology in shaping the future of digital transaction. Dr. Gururaj, your session has been nothing short of inspiring, leaving us with a wealth of knowledge and a renewed sense of curiosity about the boundless possibilities of the metaverse. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. Now I request the participants, please turn on your camera. Sir, can you please stop sharing? Guru sir. Okay, participants, thank you. So tomorrow's session on day 5, the first one, the topic is AI, blockchain for secure and interoperability, given by Dr. Gurra sir. And another one, Mr. Manish Bharti, software engineer from Bangalore. Topic is cross-platform virtual asset ownership via blockchain technology. Thank you once again.
Gururaj sir, thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow, sir.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Dear participants, have a great day. We'll just connect tomorrow.